You tell him! You tell him I'm coming! Tell him I'm fucking coming!
Straight out the Brooklyn basement. It's the GodMode Podcast. GodMode Podcast. GodMode Podcast. GodMode Podcast.
Yeah. Welcome back. Motherfucking session 170. You know what I'm saying? Chilling up in this bitch. So, yeah, the last session was a little bit crazy, my first video chat, so that was pretty fun. We're going to be doing that shit again. But tonight, we're going to do some yap at a mouth. All right? With my now co-host of over 10 episodes.
20 arguments.
21.
50 debates.
21 incoming. Brooklyn Bob.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? How you doing?
Yeah, man. So that's the story. Let me share all this good shit and get all of this set up for us.
That's right. Yeah, let's share everything out.
And I'm gonna share it with that one too.
Yeah, we have another GodMode Facebook, another channel, Instagram, Twitter.
Bob's cooking now.
We're cooking. Got 100 and something friends right now. Tomorrow we'll have 200.
It's called Bud Bob.
No, that's the app we're gonna come out when we're in LA. We're in LA chilling.
Bud Bob.
In our own condo. We're gonna build a studio in LA. Everybody, watch. That's it. Done deal.
He's got ambitions now. Yeah, ambitions are good.
I'm calling up Joe Rogan next week if things go real well. If we get a fucking 1,000 subscribers, we get a couple thousand friends on our Facebook, a couple thousand followers on Twitter and
really
Instagram.
Inspired.
Yeah, I'm gonna call up Joe Rogan. And have a conversation.
I
with
think
him.
you're getting a little too obsessed with Joe Rogan.
He's the number one guy in the podcast. That's the guy. That's the money guy. That's the guy we're gonna go to and be like, yo, man, back us up. You know, get us a studio in LA. We want to chill in Beverly Hills.
I think you got the link now. You could set it up.
I can set it up now, or it's already set up automatically.
Set up automatically, man.
So I can put it on right now.
Basically.
Let me see.
Let me share with everything now. If y'all know us, let us get our peripherals in order. And
Oh, it says Boris is now live. Is this on my Facebook now too?
you are a man of the future.
Yes. Oh, I can see myself. Wow, it's great. There you go.
There you go. Keep that on. You'll see the comments. So you
Yeah.
can actually answer people now.
That's pretty good. So I got to turn the volume down so I'm not
All the way down.
all the way down. Yeah. There we go. Perfecto.
Now Bob can see all of you.
Yeah, I'm gonna put this right here so it doesn't get in my way.
Now Bob can see you.
Now I'm good.
Oh, shit.
All right, Boris, like we were talking about before, you know the number one question? How do you think they got the last stone to the top of the pyramids in Egypt?
Oh, there are many different theories and speculations for something like that. But I think the most obvious one, it was covered in sand and they made rampways around and they pushed it up with manpower. And then once it was all finished, they swept the sand away.
What's your answer?
That's the most general
It's a
answer.
good theory. It makes sense. But the question is, why bring all the sand
Yes.
at all that shoveling up top?
Yes. But then you got to take it off too.
Now, what about this? I thought about it. Oh, every archaeologist, every whatever guy who started the pyramids is going to fucking hate me. Because they all thought of him. Even the people who have the alien theory, I don't believe it. I think people built it. I think it was the smartest thing in the world. See, number one, this is common sense. They didn't find those blocks the way they were. And I doubt there was blocks that big all over the world.
No, they had to make them, I think.
Exactly. So, who's to say they actually carried the blocks up?
They
Maybe-
might have made them right next to the structure and then moved them up
No.
along the sand ramps.
It's like when we do brickwork. We actually have the bricks made. But if you want to do like big buildings, precast, they pour the concrete.
So
What
you
if they
think
had a
poured
method?
No, they had to have made those stones before they placed them. They couldn't have poured them in place.
What if they did?
What are you suggesting?
Meaning, if you take a type of cloth, if you make one block, you take cloth and you put it between the blocks, tight enough, and you pour more. They make their own type of kind of like concrete
Out of
work.
sand and shit. It's
Listen,
it's a weaker
whoa.
version of concrete.
Yeah, but guess what though? They could do a lot more. I think that's the way they did it because it doesn't make any sense if they were carrying shit up the pyramids. What do they made it? Why make the block on the bottom when you can make it on top? Number one.
True.
And number two, there's no way to carry these things through sand. We can't do it today.
I think they rolled them on logs.
Yeah, on sand. We can't do it today. It can't be done.
Well,
Where did they get them from? How come there's no more left? Did they take every big brick in the world?
I think they either made them on site or they literally did the impossible and had them carry
How
over.
do you make concrete? You use sand, right?
Yes,
Sand and dirt.
but that's today. We know about concrete.
Exactly. What if they found a way to do it, but they didn't write it down because it was just a normal thing. It wasn't a big deal to them. What if they found they make stone houses out of little tiny ones in Iraq? They make those little stones, like the mud things.
Yeah, the mud
They were
huts.
able to make those. They're making them for thousands of years. So what's to say that they didn't have a way to make the pyramid where it was a stronger type? Where it was because they were smart people. They would figure out everything. Why couldn't they do that?
They could have.
It makes sense.
I don't take it away from them.
Isn't it? How about this? Isn't it easier to carry up buckets of dirt and water and whatever lime, whatever they used,
Right.
carry up to the top? Or they had access to wood back then.
If they could have
Not wood,
if
I'm
they
sorry.
would have cast it, that would have been a marvel if they did that.
What does it say they can't? All you gotta do is just cast.
Nothing.
Yo,
Nothing.
how about this? If you cast the first one, you're set after that. Mm-hmm. Because now the first one you cast, you can use that as a template. The size,
Right.
and just build it to the next one. You could do a lot more of them. 100%. They had to. I think they had to make them one by one, with pouring their own type of whatever they use, sand, whatever the fuck they use, water, lime, whatever they're made out of.
Right.
I don't think they carried that last block to the top. It makes no sense. And how you getting it to there, bro? There's no rocks over there, bro. They had to go like how many miles away to get these rocks? No, they used sand.
They made them on the spot. I think they made them right next to the site. I think they
No.
they dug out the blocks they need. They poured it right there. Then they took it out and they drug it up the fucking thing.
But the thing is
That's what I think.
my thing is why make it's like why make them on the ground when you're getting up? These things are big. These are stories high.
Yeah.
Why not just make them up there? You could. You know what a form is? You ever see a form in construction drive? They take like these. Now they have metal. They take these forms and they build a square and they pour the concrete inside.
Yeah.
And,
And I think the form was made in the sand.
No, I'm saying
form.
no. They made the form up there and they carried the sand up. Listen, it's easier to carry sand up in small increments than carrying it up on big ones.
I mean, it's possible, but
I just think it's the most common sense thing. Everyone's like, how do they make the last one on top? If everything's all square and shit and everything's all corners. I said, because it's very simple. They had the pulley system back then. You had shit like that, I'm sure. I mean, the Greeks were making cranes back then. There were different types, though. But I'm saying they probably carried the shit up and they made forms and they made the blocks up there. That's why they're so precise and they're so fucking perfect. No one ever thought about that.
this is true. No, it's actually a good theory.
They had to make them somewhere.
It's a good theory.
But why did they make them on the bottom?
Maybe because maybe they knew how to build casts like that up there.
I'm saying, but
That would have made a lot of sense and saved a lot of manpower.
what I'm saying, Boris, is that if I can make the tiles, I'm sorry, if I'm at tiles, if I can make the blocks on the ground,
Right.
then you got to create a whole engineering system to get them to the top, which is like 10 stories. It's like a couple 100 feet. It would make more sense to have people on each floor just picking up dirt and pouring it in and making the form there. And then when it dries, it comes out perfect. How are you going to carry this thing up on logs? It doesn't make any sense. I don't care. These things weigh, bro, Boris, these things weigh a couple of tons.
Right.
Some of them weigh 100 tons. I don't care how many humans you have. Who the fuck's carrying that shit up?
Maybe they had a lot of humans.
Come on, bro. The pyramids are big, though, but you need hundreds of thousands of people to carry 100,000 tons, like 10,000 tons. Like, this is some serious weight. This is like carrying the fucking piece of the Empire State Building
Yes.
up a 100-foot ramp.
Yes.
You
And
know,
imagine they had 100,000 people.
it's still possible, but my question is, too, how did they get it on the log? The log's about what?
They pushed them onto the log.
And where did they grab these logs?
Wait a minute.
In the desert.
That would have had to been brought in, I think.
Exactly. So why go through all that when you can just? I'm sure they use logs.
Maybe
for
there
certain
was
things.
maybe there was a reason they couldn't pour.
I think they used the logs to move the forms. That's my theory. Because the forms had to be huge, but they were lighter. I think they used the logs to move the forms, and then they poured it. They just kept on going in a row. Because the
Well,
pyramids
the thing
are
is,
built
it was made out of stones though, so
What?
it couldn't have been poured because it was made out of individual stones. That debunks your theory.
So that means they got the stones and they carved them themselves.
Yes,
Where did the stones come from?
that I couldn't tell you.
And if they did come from somewhere, how come they're not there anymore? You think they just cut them out of the ground, out of rock? No, they had to take they had the best resource to make those pyramids. Right now, in America, if you want to build a concrete structure in the middle of the country, you have the best resource. It's called dirt. And you add a chemical to it and it hardens. Same thing with them. They had everything they needed. They know the problem was, no, don't know what they needed the most? They needed water. That was the problem, is getting water to there. So I believe this whole system they had
The pyramids?
yeah,
It was next to the Nile River, Scout.
still was far away though.
No.
A couple miles.
Within walking distance.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep.
I thought it was further away. Even a mile is far.
No, that was a harbor, bro.
Oh, okay. I'm saying, but even a mile is far. The bottom line is, okay, so you're saying they have water, they have sand, everything's there.
Yeah, the mile is not far.
Why wouldn't, not back then, yeah, why wouldn't they just make the forms and make block by block? And, the one thing about concrete, as it hardens, it gets stronger. It always gets stronger.
But those weren't concrete.
They weren't concrete. They were a different type of material, limestone. So it's easier to break up lime, right? That's probably what the tools were for. Break up the lime, mix it with the sand. You put water in it. You mix it up really well, a mixer, and guess what happens? Boom! You got a nice little.
They're
big block.
mixing it by hand, boy. I tell you that. I don't bet you.
That's what the slaves were for.
Yeah.
They
Those
weren't
were the
carrying
mixes.
shit. They were doing different things.
Maybe they were mixing.
I believe what they needed the rollers for was maybe to get up. They weren't going to carry the sand and the limestone, whatever they used, materials up one at a time. They probably used those ramps. I know they definitely had a ramp, but they definitely had a ramp. But they probably used that ramp.
It went around it. I mean, squared it all the way up to the top.
They probably had hundreds of ramps going in different directions everywhere. But I do believe they did that, and I believe after they did that, there might have been some type of hands craftsman work, like, to carve the corners and shit. Maybe not everyone came out good, but I really think they made the blocks.
They were covered smooth too after that.
The thing is,
That just stripped away over the years.
yeah, the reason why like a precast building, when they build them in the cities, they get built faster because they're not using.
Yeah, but that's different from ancient Egyptians, Pop.
What I'm saying is that they were saying that they had to set a block like every 20. They said it got done in 20 years, and they figured something out where in order to get it done in 20 years, they had to set a block like every 2 minutes or something like that, which makes sense if you're pouring. Because you could pour blocks every couple of minutes if you had enough. If you have 100,000 people bringing up sand and limestone, it's all mixed up,
nonstop,
and you have different sides going.
Nonstop, exactly.
You could do it nonstop, fucking for years. And the slavery back then was a lot different. It wasn't like you work 8 hours and go have a lunch break. It was like you work 19 hours, and when this guy falls and dies, get the next one up. Just keep on working till you die.
That shit was serious.
We'll throw you a piece of bread here and there,
That's it.
But actually, from what I heard, with the Egyptian pyramids, when the people finished building them, they killed them, right? Something like that, or they killed all the slaves.
Something like that.
This is some wild shit.
It was different, man. The traditions were different, beliefs were different. What might seem savage to us was like, well, yep, this is just what has to happen. The old has to go. Like, they have their own fucked up, crazy rules.
Why do you think they built them, though?
That's a very debated question.
What's the main reason? Because it wasn't like it was like a hotel inside. There was rooms everywhere. You could live in there. What was the main reason why they built those pyramids?
I think it was a galvanic battery.
Yeah. Or do you think it replicated something?
No, I think it's a galvanic battery due to the Nile River that was back then closer to it. The tides affected the pressure between the rocks on the bottom, and it actually created an electrical charge, because the Egyptians were like the grandfathers of basically whatchamacallit, batteries.
Yeah, they found those old copper things, right, with the lit up and stuff. Pretty wild shit.
Yeah, man.
But you think like maybe back then they actually because they did it in Mexico. They built pyramids even in Asia, all over the world, even Africa.
Right.
The only place you really, I think they have a pyramid in America somewhere too, right? Well, in the Americas, but not in the United States. But these periods, and they have pyramids. Yeah, and they have pyramids under the water.
Yo, don't have a period underwater, bro.
Yeah, you fucking
come
shut up.
quick.
But they have pyramids under the water too. So my question
Yes.
is, why did everybody build pyramids and they didn't have contact with each other at that time? What was the reason for a pyramid?
It was, by the looks of it, it was just a commonly known structure, apparently.
I
by
agree with
certain
that.
civilizations.
It's like
why I couldn't tell you what the connection is. It's very hard to say, but all of them knew about that shape.
it was definitely easier to build at that time because you're using stone. So a pyramid structure.
A square structure would work easier, bro.
Yeah, but they started doing that in Europe as later times came. They built square structure with light
What's going on,
roofs.
Chucky?
But you couldn't build with stone. That'd be really tough to build stone with a roof and stuff. You have to support it because a roof would be a lot more heavy than the walls.
All right, it would have to evolve from the teepee design to
To more square,
a roof.
more rectangle. That makes sense to me. But I don't know. I think the pyramid. There's something about it. There's something about it that everybody did it.
I want to know what's under the Sphinx, bro. There's a fucking chamber underneath there that
Yes, they
no
have.
one is investigating.
They know what it is. They are, but they're debating that. One person's saying there is something there, and other people are saying there's not, and they don't want to dig in. Because these places are like really sacred.
Right.
It's not safe to us. We don't give a fuck.
Right.
We're sitting home, fucking playing video games, smoking pot, saying, "Hey, yeah, dig up the thing. Cool, dead body." But the people in Egypt who lived there for thousands of years, it's a very old nation. To them, it's like sacred. It's like somebody coming over here saying, "I want to dig up the JFK grave." No.
Yeah, there's a lot
George
of
Washington, no.
They're afraid it might collapse or some shit. But like,
A
what?
thousand reasons why they don't want to do it.
But I think it should be done.
Like imagine something like imagine
Imagine finding some of the Alexandria scrolls underneath there or some shit.
the Greeks and the Egyptians had something going on, man, because they're fucking, Greek was a very interesting nation.
Greece, yeah, ancient Greece was
Holy
some
shit,
bro. What a civilization.
That was no joke, man. Even like the Roman Empire was one thing, but the Greeks were in a different world. They created governments. They were fucking way
They
beyond.
created
smart.
governments, created expressive art, painting, all that.
Bro, they were the
fucking
first
shit.
one to have like
Well,
libraries and shit. You know that? Like they stored all that stuff, like libraries. They had like buildings with all their history.
Yep.
They basically the first people to not the first people to store history because they I think the Israelis did it.
The libraries of Alexandria, man.
But yeah, but the
Alexander
libraries,
Great.
that is interesting. How about this? I never knew that Troy was never in Greece. Troy was in Turkey.
Is that right?
Yes.
Wow.
Was it Troy? Yeah, it's city of Troy. That was a big debate, but no, it was in Turkey.
How about that?
Yeah, because I know you had Athens.
Turkey's got some ancient ass.
The thing is, the Greeks and the Turks were always fighting,
fucking
bro.
buildings, bro. You go over there, it's like going back through time.
Turkey is a very historic place. As time goes on, they're probably the most. Besides them, it's like Italy's like all cities now. Turkey,
Italy's going underwater. Bloop, bloop, bloop.
yeah, right. Italy's gone. That's it. Done deal. No more pizza for anybody. They're all coming to New York anyway. They all live in New York and Staten Island.
What's going on, Ion?
Yeah, we could fit them all in Staten Island, maybe in Italy.
They'll fit right in.
They'll fit right in, boom, no problem. But yeah, I think everybody's just crazy in the fucking head with all these theories about how the last block.
Why not?
I think the last block was. I think they. My answer to that is.
Welcome to the bottom of the list, my friend.
Yep, they poured everything. They poured all that fucking. They poured every one of those blocks. They made them as they went along. Even Egypt, like I'm not talking Egypt. Greece, they have these buildings they built. Like, how did they get this shit? How did they make these roofs out of these stone structures? I said, bro, they made this shit. They built forms. It's common sense. Common sense. But the Egyptian, the Greece, 300.
It's Romans, dude.
No, that was the Greece 300. The movie 300 was Greece.
Ancient Greece, yeah.
Ancient Greece. They were fighting the fucking who they're fighting?
The barbarians.
No, they're fighting. They were from Iran. They were fighting the Persians. That was sick war back then. That was nuts.
We just had one eye on. That's why I'm smoking this. Can't smoke that inside just yet. Next studio.
The red one, right?
The red one.
That movie 300, fucking wild, bro.
Yeah, I'm there with you already. Believe me. You keep talking. I'm talking to them, so don't
Yeah.
Don't let me stop you, Mr. Fucking Rant. I'm gonna call you Bob Rant.
Greek mythology, a lot of giants. No,
What?
a lot of giant stories. Greek mythology.
I'm not going into that.
No, I'm just saying, a lot of giant stories though. That's another thing. A lot of cultures
Not going into Giants, bro.
had a lot of stories with those too.
Bob sometimes has Alzheimer's on the show, man. He just.
Now you know what it was. Yeah, I thought you were talking to them, so it kind of threw me off a little bit.
I know.
I just stopped.
It's all right, man. He's still like a deer in the headlights on camera.
Me? No, it's not me. It's just we're getting into something and someone called and boom, you know.
I'm just gonna keep answering comments, so you're good.
Yeah.
If you were saying something, keep saying something.
How about the real reason they say we went to the war with Iraq? I'm saying there's a conspiracy that there's a lot of like old shit there. Like they said, no. There's a lot of rumors going around. I don't know if it's true or not, but it's pretty interesting to read about that. There was some things found there, like archaeologists from Iraq found shit there, and we found out about it.
Well, Iraq is the
Certain
modern day,
technologies.
like where Jesus supposedly walked the earth.
I know you don't want to hear about it though, but they actually say it's
I believe there was a man named Jesus. I believe he did, try to start something. And past that, don't sell me on no more of that. But I believe there was a Jesus.
I like to read about what's it called, Book of Enoch and shit like that. Enoch and Ezekiel, all those guys. They're cool. They're before that.
Ezekiel? Who's that?
Ezekiel.
Ezekiel? Who is that?
The Book of Ezekiel or something like that. But I want to get to something else though. With the Iraq thing, because you cut me off. With the Iraq thing, with the Americans going to Iraq,
Yeah.
they said that Iraq might have found something.
What'd they find?
Archaeologists in Iraq.
But what did they find exactly? Something. You sound like Trump.
Not Trump. Trump is against the war.
No.
Iraq. I'm not getting into Trump right now. No.
I said you sound like Trump when you say that.
This is when
Because you're not telling me what it is, but they said they found something.
Oh. They said they found some kind of technology. I don't know exactly what they found. There's rumors that there was some type of technology from ancient civilizations that if the wrong people got their hands on it, can do a lot of fucking harm.
You need to call the Avengers and shit.
No, it's beyond that. Serious shit. And all of a sudden, we're going in there on a bullshit reason.
Yeah, but it seems so. For some reason, that guy either caused a real problem in an argument, or they were just like, all right, we need this, this, and this, and this, and we're going to use this to say that and go here.
Let me ask you a question.
And they did.
America goes into Iraq, right, with their military. Takes over the whole country in a matter of days. It's a joke for us, right? Saddam's running around, scared shit. His whole government's done, right? Besides that, we're
The
going
problem really happened afterwards. So we got them, we take a city in 48 hours. It's not like we're coming in there liberating shit. We're just holding it down.
Well, I'm saying, no. I'm not saying
And then
that.
when the whole thing was over, that's the position that we were left in. It wasn't like, because it looks
I'm
like
not saying that,
they
though.
didn't think far enough into taking the whole thing
No,
out.
what I'm saying is common sense. We rushed in there. We rushed in there right away. When we got hit on 9/11, we knew who hit us. They weren't Iraqi people on those planes.
It was E.T. in his
Don't worry about
in
the
his
comments.
sacred alien cave.
When we got hit on 9/11,
Yeah.
the terrorists weren't from Iraq. They were from other countries. But for some reason, we were like, oh shit, Iraq has these type of weapons. We think we're gonna go in there and just check it out. And if you don't let us in,
Yeah, they didn't find any, but it's crazy. The inspectors for
All right.
the WMDs.
I was gonna get to that. What I'm saying is, the reason for going in there, telling the public is one thing. Their reason is another thing. They can tell the public whatever they want to hear. Hey, Saddam did this, Saddam did that. But the question is, there's people that are in our government that are at a certain level. I'm talking about beyond president clearance. People above him. You know, the presidents have clearance for everything. There's people above who say shit. Rumors out there that something was found there. And if they study this technology, if they learn about this technology, they might create something that can really fuck us up in the future and the rest of the world. Now,
Right.
we go in there right away and we fucking blow up the whole fucking, we blow up all the cities. We take over shit. We fucking put a bullet. We basically hang Saddam fucking years later. You know, get him out of the way. Kill the whole government. They killed his sons, everything.
He killed his sons.
But the thing is when we go there, we didn't guard certain places that were probably more valuable. Why were we guarding the museums? Why would we send our archaeologists over there, our scientists over there? There was things going on in Iraq after the war was over, where it was like, they call them private contractors, but they're over there digging holes in places. You know, I'm trying to say, why are we over there digging holes? Why are we checking out caves? Why are we doing certain things? There's certain things that if you're going to war with a country and your goal is to free the people, after you free the people, you build a government, you build a police force, and you leave. Why are you digging holes there?
Do you think that...
something was there.
Do you think that Iraq had something to do with Area 51? Do you think that they used some kind of projects on them from Area 51 also, like humanoids or something?
No, what happened with Area 51 is very simple. Number one,
What happened there?
Area 51 was a place where they tested out new aircraft, like, you know, new planes and shit like that, and something landed in the fucking desert, and that was the closest military place at that time to bring that there. And they brought it there for probably a day or two. They checked it out. Everybody heard about it and found out, and they moved the fucking thing. But Area 51 took the full blame for everything because there's about 100 Area 51s all over the country.
I didn't know
probably
they
thousands
could take blame. They're not even supposed to be on a map.
They took all the publicity. Well, that was all done perfectly. That was done perfectly. That was done perfect. They did. They kept it. They denied it for 50 years while they were doing shit somewhere else. And they finally said, "Okay, we're done over there." Yeah, you know, it exists.
What was Lake, son?
What I'm saying is something was in Iraq. From Egypt to Iraq, places like that, these places over there, even Africa, it's a lot of old shit.
Yeah, Africa.
A lot of old stuff.
Africa, cradle of civilization, bro. There's probably more shit buried there than we know about.
I think Iraq found something, right? Just like Antarctica, we control over there. Why do we control Antarctica with Russia? Out of all the countries in the world, America and Russia control Antarctica. Same thing with Iraq and Syria, all these places. These are the oldest. When we look back at man, all the oldest writings, it all comes from there. That whole area, the Middle East. There's stuff there under the sand. There's stuff under Antarctica. And the places we concentrate on. Why isn't America all over Asia?
Antarctica is most exciting because the stuff under there is.
We can get into Antarctica in the next
No. Leave Antarctica out of this. We've already talked Antarctica enough.
But the thing is, there's a pyramid there too, which is interesting. They say under the ice, they have the sonar.
I remember you talking.
So this is an
about
interesting topic, saying, you know, why? Listen, you go all over Iraq and Baghdad.
I wonder why they don't drill for that thing if they know it's there.
Because first of all, I think they already got in there. Listen, how about this? It's like Iraq. There was something there we were going there for. We wanted something, and we got it. We control. We got it. We left. Boom. Now my point is that if we were gonna free the people, why would we go there, blow up the country, turn the country against each other? You know, to have go there. We go over there.
Created a power vacuum by killing him.
Exactly. But we take everything out. You know, basically the people are going fucking crazy over there, and we just fucking leave. That was a plan.
Well, we didn't leave. We stayed there for 10 years doing nothing, just guarding them.
The thing is, I'll give you an example. Most archaeologist sites take 15, 20 years to dig up, especially underground. Most things, when you find something in the world and you want to dig it up and check it out, it's a process. We went there, we started the war, we blew things up, we owned the fucking property, we had our troops over there, We started going into certain places and digging. There was something there we wanted. We fucking got it. We finished. And boom. It doesn't matter who the president is. They come and say, we're pulling out of Iraq now. Because we're done. We got what we wanted. It's like, if they found something, do you think the United States government... They say there was UFOs that crashed in Mexico, and the United States government just crossed the border, took the fucking thing and left. And there was like a bunch of cartel members with guns. No, it's ours. We're scrapping it. No, you're not. Done. You know, next day in the news, cartel members killed. DEA kills them. No.
Hey, it happens.
Listen. We went to Iraq for a reason. The Antarctica stuff, it's very interesting on why there's a no-fly zone in certain places. There's a lot of shit over there that people don't fucking recognize what's going on. If we found shit there 30, 40 years ago, World War II, we found shit there. World War II was the time. Because there's a reason why the Germans were going there.
They're going to Africa. They're going everywhere, bro.
No. But the Germans were concentrating on Antarctica for some reason. They were over there.
The occult.
They were the first ones to start building bases over there. Mini bases, small, nothing crazy. A couple of flags on the ice, a couple of little spots, compartments. They might have had some little thing for the submarines into the ice, but nothing crazy. But after we won the war, you know what the country said, America and Russia? Hey, why are they going down to Antarctica?
Yo, you know what I wonder? Like, there's an Area 51, right? But I wonder if there's secret bases past 51. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if there was, like... What if we're up to, like, Area 71 or something? But,
well, no.
But those you really don't know about.
How about Dulce, New Mexico? Dulce base.
But which one is, like...
They say Dulce goes...
Which one is 71? You know
Hold
what I'm
on.
saying? Because I know there's more than that.
There is no probably stuff. They call it Area 51 because there's different areas in that Nevada.
But I wonder if there was 20 more.
Oh, there's probably 100 more.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and the 20th one would have been called that.
No,
71.
they have places in Utah. Wherever there's mountains in the United States, you're gonna have government facilities, big ones. They always go underground into the mountains. Area 51 is nothing. It's just it's just famous because that's where the Stealth Bomber was and all these like airplanes, the B-52.
Yeah.
The most famous
Lake,
one
Nevada, bro.
is Dulce, New Mexico.
No, Area 51 is
You ever
pretty
hear
much
Dulce, though?
takes the cake, though.
It takes a cake because of the UFO incident, because of Roswell.
No, bro, not necessarily. Groom Lake was around a long time ago, and they were just a secret the whole time.
And Bob Lazar.
That's why if they took some shit there, they would take it there.
Area 51 only came popular after Bob Lazar talked about it. Nobody knew.
No, bro. Everybody knew about it. They just
Absolutely
couldn't ask about
not. Nope. Bob Lazar. First it was Roswell, New Mexico, with the fucking alien stuff, and then after in the I think it was 1980s or 90s. I don't know exactly. Don't quote me on this. Bob Lazar was the first one to exploit Area 51. Nobody believed him. He didn't have the he did one. We saw the thing on the one newscast with CBS, whatever the fuck he did with, and he spoke about it. People said he was crazy in the head. And then finally, like 20 years later, the government only admitted to Area 51 like 2000 something.
Right.
That thing was around there for 7. That was a special.
They knew though. Everyone knew. They just couldn't go there.
They knew. No, it was known.
No one had the balls to go there.
I'm saying
Let's have that.
no.
Let's say that.
It was known as a military base, which was Groom Lake, whatever it was. Or whatever.
So you don't think there was an Area 71 somewhere?
There's probably an Area 1, Area 2000. There's probably thousands of them in the
You
United
think
States.
there's a 71 though?
Yes. I think there's 101. I think there's a fucking 151. I think there's thousands of them in the United States. The government, bro, we have tunnels all around the United States, underground facilities everywhere. Trust me.
So there's got to be a 71, right?
100%. 100%. There might even be a 71 on Groom Lake. Who knows? There could be 30 of them there. Bro, Dulce, New Mexico goes 8 stories underground. 8 stories. I think Area 51 is like 20. It's fucking insane.
Yo, listen, if you can't go up, go down.
You go down. Everything was down. Everything was underground. Bro, I mean, Russia had the best surveillance in the world besides the United States. They didn't know about it. Even England didn't know about it until...
Groom Lake, Russia knew about it.
No.
The whole fucking time.
No, I'm saying...
You know what they used to do? When they were doing the Blackbird, the SR-71 design, they used to put it up on a pole, right?
Yes.
And they had it sitting there. and they were studying the aerodynamics of it or whatnot.
Yes, I saw that.
And they knew which day or which hour the Russian satellite would pass overhead.
And they would cover it.
No, they take it
Oh,
off.
take it down. Yeah.
They take it off, and it worked for a while, but then the Russians caught on anyway. You know how? Where the plane is sitting, the shadow.
Yes.
The temperature was colder.
Yes.
And then when they moved it for like the next 10 minutes, you could still see the shadow of it in the sand.
Not even the shadow. It was the
cold imprint.
Yes, they had devices for like heat sensors or something like that. Yo, that's how smart people were, that they were able to do that.
And that was back then.
Yeah.
That was back
then.
All
they had was a shadow, which was scary for Russia.
Imagine now.
Oh, now forget it. Mm-hmm. Hey, we had a stealth bomber that crashed in Yugoslavia, right? Before, well, now it's not Yugoslavia anymore. Remember that one that crashed? They said China. There was a video I watched on a show one time that they were doing a satellite over China. America was spying on them, and one of their military facilities, they see a certain shape. It's a stealth bomber shape, and they see it's a stealth bomber without the nose, so it's like half of it. So the other half, I think, blew up, and that was it, done deal. And people were like, oh shit. Or they were building one.
Well, synonymously with the bases and all the secrecy and whatnot, that would have to involve, like that government agency, like the Men in Black type guys.
Yeah.
What do you think about them? Think they're real?
Men in Black?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, there's definitely a part of the government. I just think back in the day, the people that were really secret, they were given authority to kill, do whatever the fuck they had to do. They just didn't give a fuck. They were like, basically, the elite said to them, listen, this is the deal. You have no identity. Here's a gun. This fucking person's doing this, Go kill him.
You gotta go do this.
Yeah, I think it is. If you watch that movie, The Good Shepherd.
Yeah.
Phenomenal
movie.
movie.
A long time ago.
A lot of people say, oh, it was a boring movie, but if you're into history of America, how the CIA started is amazing. Because they knew about spies. They fucking killed them right on the spot. They met up with them and killed them. It was like the first, some gangster shit.
Taking them hostage would be even better, though.
Yeah, but the thing is, they still killed them, though. They didn't fuck around back then. If you were a fucking spy in America, treason, they killed you. And the president didn't even know about it. It was wild. You remember that part at the end of the movie? There's a good part at the end of the movie.
I don't remember, bro. That movie I saw so long ago.
Where he met up with the guy.
Tell us about the movie.
Well, the movie's about the guy who started the CIA.
Okay.
And it all started, obviously, because of World War. Because they needed spies and stuff.
Right.
But it was about after the war, because the war was easy to win. The spy game was hard. So after the war, it was basically a spy game about who's doing what, and because Russia and America got very powerful after that war. I mean, they beat they beat Japan and Germany. So now we're the two superpowers. So basically, it was like a spy game. But
Cold War.
I wouldn't say Cold War just yet, not at the beginning, because after the war was won,
It was like lukewarm war.
we were still friends because we were still thankful for what we did. But both countries were so devastated and so beat up that they were still surveilling each other, but they weren't ready to go to a war again because no one could withstand that. I mean, if Russia went to war with America, Russia probably would have lost because of the technology at that time, and because we were able to bomb them from longer ranges. We had better air force. We were giving Russia everything at World War II. They were fucking almost down to their knees until we came in. Russia, England, France, they were fighting hard, but they were down to their knees almost. They were 12 miles from Moscow. Nobody was ever 12 miles away from Washington, D.C. Maybe a submarine, but we blew it out of the water.
I have a philosophical question for you, off topic.
What?
What do you think came first? The chicken or the egg? I don't know why I just thought of that.
Obviously, it had to be the chicken.
What had the chicken?
I'm sorry. It had to be the egg.
Okay. Okay, I agree with that.
That's it.
All right. The
Yeah.
egg.
That's it. Egg.
Philosophical question answered.
Done deal.
Proceed.
But I'll tell you right now, this is my final quote. How about my final quote
Your final quote
on this whole topic?
Okay.
I think America and Russia, due to the fact that they were so technology advanced throughout time, they both know about something that the people don't know. And that's why, you notice Russia's in the Middle East, America's in the Middle East, they're all looking for shit. They're all looking for stuff. That's it. There's stuff out there. Area 51, I believe all the stories of people coming out. But I think we're finding stuff on our planet, and we don't understand it. We're finding technology. Something's under the ice in Antarctica. Something's under the sand in the Middle East.
Yeah.
It makes sense. I mean, think about it.
The ice is more preserved, but I think the sand do a pretty good job.
No, the
too.
sand is just as good.
Friction. It rubs stuff down.
But still, it's just as good, though. I mean, if something could be preserved in ice for 1,000,000 years, so could sand. Maybe it'll be 900,000 years.
It's friction. It's friction like
listen,
in between a girl's legs with
We
fat
fucking.
thighs.
How about this?
Sus.
We dug up.
Sus.
We dug the Sphinx up. We dug it up. What 5,000 years later, or something like that? Or was it 12,000?
It was a while.
A long
And I
time.
think the Sphinx was the oldest one by carbon dating. That's why there's a chamber under
No,
it.
it's
They want to
funny,
know
though.
because that chamber was under it before the fucking pyramids were there.
Yes,
How about that?
there's a lot of things need there.
Well, the pyramids weren't there when the Sphinx was built first.
Yeah, the Sphinx they dug up. The pyramids were always there.
What I'm saying is carbon dating shows the Sphinx
It's before that.
was there before those pyramids.
They say one of the Sphinx is there for thousands of years before that, maybe.
One.
One.
Yeah, that one.
That one's probably, they say it's there for a lot
Yeah.
longer. A lot
Yes,
longer.
that's why I'm saying there's a chamber under it, and I want to know what's in it.
How about all these cities they find?
Show me what's in that chamber.
Bro, under that sand, I think we would find hundreds of cities buried.
Yeah, but moving that sand and getting the resources too,
It's impossible.
until you find a good use for sand.
It's impossible.
Until you find a good
I know.
use for sand.
It takes fucking years just to.
Think about this. If you find a good use for sand, you set up right on the fucking edge of the
Well, it's
desert.
concrete.
You set a factory right at the edge of the desert. And then you just start taking it and processing it. And slowly you open up the landscape.
What do you
It'd
think?
be like a horizontal dig.
What do you think is gonna be the next material we build with? Are we using steel? First we started with concrete. You know, like lime, sand, concrete, brick, whatever it is, stone. Now we're using steel. What's gonna be after steel? Because now we're using steel and concrete together.
I'm going to say composite.
I'm thinking plastic or graphite.
I'm thinking a composite between plastic and metal. Or plastic, metal, and carbon fiber.
That carbon fiber is very similar to I'm saying plastic. They'll use plastic in it.
I'm saying, why not use all three?
I learned in school one time, as a school to steel workers, that they have plastic that's stronger than steel. Plastic.
Yeah.
Stronger than steel. It's a twist.
But imagine that plastic inside of it having carbon fiber.
Yeah, but there's one problem though.
Hold on, I'm not done. And because the plastic has to be flexible. That's the thing.
Yes.
In order for it to stay nice and
Shock.
strong, it's got to be.
It has to take shock.
It's got to take a little bit of shock. So if you have carbon fiber in there and you have the hard plastic, and what's the third one?
The third one? I don't know. Steel.
So 1, 2, 3, sandwich them together like that. That should be pretty damn.
That could
strong.
work. It could work. I think I learned when I learned in school that there was plastic that was stronger than steel. I think eventually the problem with plastic though, the problem with these materials, they burn faster than steel. You understand, Boris? That's why they can't have them. They're not fire deterrent. Do you think we can build the pyramids right now today?
Yes,
How come we
we
don't
have
try?
already.
How come we don't try?
We have already.
No, build a pyramid.
We did one.
Where?
Vegas, bitch.
Oh, I seen that one. Yes, I thought that was steel and concrete.
What do you mean? That's a modern day period.
I know,
Period.
but I want to. Period. You did it too. The word of the day is period.
Yo,
Word of the day is period.
I'll drink to that.
Period.
The modern day pyramid is the Luxor pyramid in Vegas, bro. That is legitimately a modern day pyramid.
Wouldn't it be cool if America decided to build their own pyramid out of stone, concrete, just concrete? Our own pyramid out of concrete. I want to do
Well,
that.
we have the Washington Monument, which is pretty similar.
The GodMode pyramid in the middle of the country, right in the middle, dead middle,
GodMode pyramid. I'm with that.
all concrete, right in the air, boom. I want to build it twice the size. I want to beat Egypt.
Make it
Fuck that
smooth
pyramid.
on the sides, yeah, man.
Fuck that. Build our own pyramid.
You just want to be a pharaoh, bro.
No, I want nothing to do with it. That's why I
Modern
just want to
day
build it.
pharaoh.
It'd be cool to build our own pyramid and build them like all the blocks twice the size and do forms.
I prefer to use the whole inside of it.
No, just build it all row by row. Nothing inside.
Nothing inside.
Just one big pyramid. They
Damn.
call it the American Pyramid.
It's cold.
Until the Egyptians back in the day, haha, fuck you, we built a bigger one.
They had shit inside.
I don't want shit inside. No, we'll put inside in the middle. No, but then you can't ever get to it. We'll block it off.
Well,
We'll put the fucking Constitution, a copy of the Constitution right in the middle. And the American
the
flag.
Constitution
We'll cover
Pyramid,
with a
son.
block. Yep.
I'm with it.
That's a good idea.
Let's build it, motherfucker.
I want to build it now.
The GodMode Constitution Pyramid.
The God mode pyramid. Look good.
We have a copy of the Constitution.
I mean, pyramids are all based on God, so we have God in the work. That looked pretty good.
Hey, listen, man. The third eye, the whole bit.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Paint the eye on top of the pyramid.
And we'll have a God mode sign on every block that lights up, so it'll be all lit up.
Nice. What color?
Nice.
Red.
Hmm?
Red.
All different colors, white and blue.
Listen, man.
What's up? What happened?
Oh,
Yeah.
I know what it is. Meh. Come on, bitch.
We're trying. Oh yeah. We need the red.
Red.
We need the red.
I got neons underneath the table.
All right. So basically, you think the last block got to the top?
Via sand ramps, and I think it was produced on site. And I believe that
I think
that the molds were made inside the sand and used over and over again to make the blocks. And then I think they were pulled, maybe simultaneously, up sand ramps to their location.
I think you have a good I think you have a good point there. If you could build the sand ramps and use the sand to form the blocks, and keep on
You
building.
just bury the pyramid. It's basically what you do.
Yeah. Huh?
You understand? You bury it and then you make ramps. One this way, big
Yeah.
pile. One this way, big pile. One this way, big
Possible,
pile.
yeah.
And then you're on top. So once you start putting the pieces in place, you start erasing this
Yeah,
part.
that's a good
Da-da-da.
point.
Erase, and then the whole
I
pyramid.
mean, you have
show,
enough
and then the
people
whole
in sand to
pyramid.
do it.
That's what I'm
a
saying.
good idea. I like that.
Well, that's the most commonly understood idea.
No, I like that idea. Because you build the first floor,
Mm-hmm.
put sand on top, and you just dig out the spot you're going to do, put the block there, and one by one.
You raise the sand like a crane.
And if you could do 4 sides together,
You do it one at a time, so you don't do extra work for no reason.
yeah.
So you go up one way, up one way, up one way. So whenever you do
And
enough,
I know they had the plumb bob back then. They had the plumb bob for level, and they had straight edges, like which is pieces of wood.
That's right.
So it's possible, yeah.
That's right.
That's not a bad idea. Now you think differently now. I think they formed everything. It would be easier, but sand ramps, they could have did both. They could have used sand ramps to form. They could have made the ramps and then used the sand they made the ramps with and formed it.
Possible too.
It makes sense. I just think to make the first row, you would use the sand around you.
And if your method holds true, I just thought of something.
What?
I just thought of something. I know.
Maybe that's why the Sphinx
wait,
is so
wait,
buried.
Wait. I just thought of something good before I forget about it.
I just thought of something.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
thank
Read
God
first.
for you. I'm gonna forget my shit. Now, if they say that if your theory holds that they formed the blocks in place, they could have formed the blocks in place, but what they do is build a sand thing, form them, build the next level, let those dry, form them, and they already have the rooms pre-planned in the blocks, so they just keep going up, form them. So that would take a lot of the labor part out of it, except for bringing sand up. And that would have been easier than bringing those blocks up.
The reason why I believe in the
That's
whole...
that's a good theory.
The reason why I believe in the whole forming theory is because, like I said, yeah, it would make more sense because you could use the sand around you. But you were saying the Sphinx was buried. So maybe they used the sand around it. They built the thing, and throughout time, the sand went back into place.
I
And
think
buried
they
the
have
Sphinx.
watermarks on it so, to where it's...
In the Great Flood, they say. The Great Flood. Which I believe. The watermarks are on the Sphinx.
Yes.
And if there was a Great Flood, those things... Maybe they built the pyramids because of the flood. Who
The
knows?
Euphrates was a lot closer.
Yeah.
A lot closer. That's
I would love to be back then. For one day.
Shit, depends on who you were.
They would kill our ass. Imagine coming up with a cell phone and shit.
You'd be dead. They wouldn't know what that is.
The fucking women, Egyptian women. Oh my god, so beautiful. You ever watch those movies they make with Egypt? Even the old ones from the 70s. The girls look so fucking hot in those
They're
little
all
things.
like Cleopatra.
Yeah. Like Egyptian women are beautiful.
Yes.
Holy shit, they really are. A real Egyptian girl. Oh my god.
Egypt. Let's get some follows on the YouTube channel. Come on,
Maybe we should
Egyptian
hit up
girls.
Egypt. Yeah.
Hit up Egypt, man. Tell them about GodMode, man.
I'm gonna do that tonight. I do it now. I have to. It makes a lot of sense though. But yeah, so
Well, we talked about like stuff that I didn't want to talk about, which is like some sort of past part of religion.
well,
But I would say,
I like to middle
but
these
I would say like
conversations.
one
That's interesting.
one story that we could theorize about it being true or not true would be Noah's Ark.
Yeah.
Could there have been at least a variation of something like Noah's Ark? Might not have to be exactly like it was written and shit, like, you know what I'm saying, 2 of each animal. Nah, maybe there was just some dude who says, you know what, I'm taking like 500 of these fucking things. And he built the boat, and he just stuck 500 things. And people say, hey, I got two of everything, pop.
Yep.
Boom. And that might have been the whole story.
I think it's common sense. I think the guy just said, you know what? I think when you live in the land, it takes a long time for waters to rise, maybe years. I think he realized the water was rising probably a couple of feet every fucking day. He was smart enough to get further away from the rivers or the oceans, wherever he was, and said, let's build a fucking boat in case it comes this high, and boom, done deal.
Sick with it. We're doing great, man. Talking about the great flood. You know what I'm saying?
Always had a comment, doing great.
Huh? Somebody asked us how we were. I said we're doing great.
Oh, I said thank you.
Gentlemen, how goes it? I said it goes great.
I just think the guy was smart enough to realize, like other people did in the past. It's like Italy did with that Venice. They realized the water was rising, so they built houses on top. They did certain things. I just think he evolved with the times. When the water's coming up, I'm building my ass a big ass boat in case it comes up really big one day.
Right.
Boom.
And you know what? In that region, it happened because it was known to be a
I don't think-
floodplain.
I don't think Noah's Ark's boat was that big.
That's what I'm saying.
I think it was a regular, decent-sized
That's
boat
what I'm
that you could build in
saying.
like a year or something, 2 years. You know?
Like it
Yeah.
might have been big for the time.
Yes.
Might have fit maybe. I wouldn't even say 200. I'd say maybe he took like 100 species with him. And when the locals asked him,
Wow.
it was like, nah, I'm taking one of everything, bro.
There's a lot of
'Cause,
speculation.
You know, because he doesn't know what's over there. You know what I'm saying? And that whole desert was a floodplain and shit, and it took it up. He was at the right place at the right time, wrote a book. You know what it is. That's it. You know?
There's a lot of things saying the guy that there's no way he could fit that many animals on.
GodMode.
So maybe he had DNA. The Noah story goes many ways. Hey, listen, I believe the guy was smart enough to build a big ass boat because it was raining out a lot, the waters were rising, and he knew that eventually
Something was going to happen.
he needed an escape plan,
Right.
and that was it, done deal. Where was Noah's Ark built? The Nile River? No.
That's a good question. That I couldn't tell you. That's a question for Google.
Yeah, which I'm not talking to Google right now. Me and Google ain't getting along.
No?
Yeah, nah, Google fucking screwed me over. That's it. But yeah, no.
Google's
How
that
about
bad
this?
bitch that got him.
Let's end. How about this? Let's end it at this real fast, right? The whole Middle East is probably the most interesting story
Of mankind.
of mankind.
The creation.
Yes, everything starts there.
Creation,
Everything,
development.
all the stories are there.
Evolution.
And I think that's the place where we should really create peace and really dig and discover things to find out where the fuck we really came from.
Notice the cradle of life is having issues with everything.
Why are all the wars in the Middle East right now?
That region is unstable, and maybe that reflects the whole world.
I think there's certain things there, and certain governments know about it, and they're all trying to get their hands in there. And that's it.
Well, I mean, it's one thing like the cradle is over there, right? But like the real cradle is in Africa, isn't it?
No, Africa was the resources.
No, bro. Africa was the original fucking place where humanity got
well,
started.
obviously because Egypt's in Africa, but right across the river is the Middle East. What I'm saying is Africa. No, Africa. It was Middle East right next to them. Africa is big on resources for people to invade. That's why the Europeans did it. What I'm saying is that World War One and Two, Germany was going to the Middle East. Now they first went there for oil, to dig for oil. While they were digging for oil, I think they might have stumbled upon other shit they couldn't explain. Maybe tablets, maybe stories, maybe writings, maybe caves. Maybe they found certain types of, maybe they found a battery. Who knows what they found? Because technology kind of jumped really quick in World War II. All of a sudden, we went from like fighting like wars with shotguns and knives to World War II with fucking cannons. So things changed, you know.
Do you think it's a fact that like the Middle East has been unstable ever since religion was born?
That was inevitable to happen because you have three major religions. I would say 4, but Buddhists are not fucking killing people right now. Only in certain places in Asia.
Yeah.
I would say there was 3 or 4 religions that were coming up, and they just boom. It's basically, I'm not even getting into religion. What I'm saying is since World War II, Germany has tried taking over the Middle East. Mm-hmm. They needed to stop Europe first in order to get into the Middle East. They were already in the Middle East.
Right.
And they were down Antarctica. And I say 70, 80 years later, Russia and America are still in the Middle East and still in Antarctica, and nobody's allowed there. I mean, you don't see Australia fighting in Iraq. You see them helping us, but they're not claiming territory. Only America and Russia are claiming territory in any country they please in the world. When does China claim territory anywhere? Nowhere. And they're big. Russia and America, Russia goes into Ukraine, this is ours now. America says, okay, we're going to Syria, this is ours now. You see what I'm saying, Boris? Mm-hmm. You don't see Japan, China, France. How about France and England? These are 2 strong military countries. They have never took anything over since World War II. They were getting kicked out of countries. America and Russia comes in and says, we're brand new. We're taking this, we're taking that. I mean, after World War II, what was World War II? America and Russia owned Germany. The Berlin Wall. Right. Yeah, we gave England and France a little part. England and France were pissed off. France got the most mad. They gave France nothing. France is like, oh, we want part of Germany. America and Russia and England said, hey, listen, this is a deal. You're not speaking German, be happy. You know what I'm saying? We're taking this shit. All I'm saying is that Russia and America are the biggest players in the Middle East and Antarctica. Mm-hmm. And to me, those are the 2 places like the untouched lands. Because the Middle East is all fucking desert, and there's little cities around, but it's really untouched, you know? No one has really digged. And Antarctica, too. Well, I mean, everything else is touched.
I mean, like, if you think about it, a lot of bad shit spawned from religion. Like execution, persecution, racism, war, shit like that.
But where did religion spurn from? Religion spurned from...
a need for control.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a need for control of primitive people.
But where did we learn that from?
The shit you don't understand, or the shit that, you think you could control in a better way, say God said not to do it.
Who was God?
But doesn't matter. As long as you believe.
Matters to me.
You. Today, you. But you're not a primitive person, are you? Back then, they were primitive. Whatever I don't understand how fire works. God must do it.
Yeah.
Like the stars in the sky. That must be God. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to figure, you know what I'm saying? It's like the 7 deadly sins, you know what I'm saying? Is
it fair to say that...
It's just control.
Is it fair to say that another species came here?
Oh, God.
They created us. Due to the fact that they created us, we looked at them as gods.
Wishful thinking.
Hold on. And we created a religion based on them. On our belief of them, that was our religion. And then as religion went on, it improvised to be other things. Mm-hmm. And then we found out it was easy to control people with that religion. Mm-hmm. And then it led to 2 powerful countries who were in 2 parts of the world that no other country is allowed to go in there. England, France, has no stake in the Middle East or Antarctica because they're not allowed to. Canada. Let me tell you something.
I think England sent troops to us over there. The
No,
SAS
no,
boys.
no.
Yeah,
They don't
yeah,
send
yeah,
troops.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
you got it backwards.
Nah.
They don't. Stop. They don't send troops. America says, "Hey, England, we need troops. Give us. If not, we're gonna walk away. We're gonna stop defending you." America
They weren't
is
defending them. We went in there because of our own personal interests.
yes, but
So-
we use England and France and other troops for our own personal interests too. We control Europe.
Yeah, we're getting deep for sure, bro.
No, we control Europe. Europe is America. See, the Europeans learned that they got very powerful in Europe, but they have killed too many people around them. They pissed off every nation. So they took the European culture, they moved to America. And the elites of Europe were smart. We're going to go to America. We'll keep Europe as a little
Yeah, but then they
front.
got kicked out.
No. See,
Yeah,
Europe is
kicked
falling
Europe
apart.
out. We said,
Listen,
fuck them, get out.
Europe is falling apart.
That was
America's
during the
building.
revolution.
You look at Europe, it's falling apart. There's no more European culture that it used to be. Europe is done. They're basically hanging on by their fingernails now. The United States, we're good. Canada, we're good. Mexico, we're good. South America, the Americas is good. You know why, Boris? And I'm not saying this in a bad way. It's all Christian and Catholic, and that's why it's good. See, Europe is so mixed up right now with certain groups, certain religions, certain ethnicities. It's so mixed up. It's like a big time bomb. They're all gonna start fighting one day.
Well, I wonder with all this, division and fighting amongst each other, right? I wonder if the whole planet, is one big experiment for the aliens.
Maybe. I think we're a food source.
But my question.
Maybe
do you
we're
thi-
food.
No, but ponder on this. What if we were an experiment by an alien species?
I don't think we're an experiment.
Why not?
I think it's very common sense. I think they created us. They used us. They tried to wipe us off, but there was one problem. Just like the human race, there's
We've talked about this already, man.
no, but I'll get into it because you asked me a question.
Yeah.
Just like the human race, there's two types of there's
It's y'all's fault.
no, there's different opinions. Meaning, with the human race, we have learned that there's always two sides. There's always every country is always two types of governments. So if there was an alien race here,
Right.
there might have been aliens that wanted to keep us and aliens who wanted to kill us.
Yeah, but again,
What I'm saying is, how about this? Let's say there was one alien race, and there was people in that race and said, you know what? We gotta wipe these motherfuckers out.
they
now.
still engineered us, right?
Listen, they created us in order to mine stuff for them.
I don't think they needed us.
So, okay, so if
They didn't need us to mine.
Let me ask you a
You
question.
think something that will come from that far away doesn't know how to mine, bro?
No.
I think it's a fucking
Okay.
requirement you know how to mine and even leave
Okay, so
your own
Boris.
planet,
Okay,
Pops.
so I agree.
therefore, no, I don't think that's a fact.
all right, so they came there themselves, right? Just say 100 aliens came on a ship, and they came and they were gonna mine the whole planet by themselves because they can do that. No,
There would be traces of it, first of all, today.
there might be traces, which we're trying to figure it out. It's called the fucking Dead Sea Scrolls, shit like that. People
What?
talking about shit. Yeah,
What?
people are writing about stuff.
What connection are we making with the Dead Sea Scrolls and that?
What?
Huh?
Not only that, you have all the fucking tablets they wrote on.
Who's
Boris.
they? Who's they? Who
Let me ask
wrote
a
on
question,
the
Boris.
tablets?
Let me ask a question.
You're not being specific. Who wrote on the tablets?
The Sumerians, the fucking I don't know.
Let's just
exactly.
name names, yeah.
No, I'm sorry. The Sumerian. It's Sumerian text on those tablets. It's Sumerian. The language is so old. It's the first language ever. No one
Yeah.
can really translate it 100%.
All right.
What I'm
so
saying
how
is,
do you know it's aliens if you can translate?
I'm not saying it is. What I'm saying is that the stories they tell is that the gods that came from the heaven, which is space. They see we call space the universe.
Got 'em going
Space.
now.
You got me going. We call that space and universe. We change the names. But them back in the day, they called it the fucking heavens. Because when something came on the fucking planet and flew in, and they're sitting there fucking in goddamn, I don't know, animal clothes, fucking hitting rocks together and trying to create fire, they come down. Bro, something might have created us. It was a smart tactic. If we were to go to Mars, right? You think it's more cost effective to bring millions of people to Mars to mine stuff, or to go there with 100 people and genetically engineer people and wait 20 years? We send a fucking robot to go to go to Mars and other planets, and 40 years later we're still watching this thing. So I think it only cost us maybe $1 million to make back in the day. So if we send something to another planet, and we send a couple of people over there, scientists, and we genetically engineer, how about this? Let me ask you a question. I'll break it down with this. I'll stop this whole conversation with this. Why do human beings clone other humans now? Why are we trying to clone people?
It's illegal.
No. What I'm saying is, why are we trying to learn the technology for?
We already knew the technology. It's just illegal to try it with humans.
I'm saying, but why did all of a sudden, the past 30 years, some humans said, you know what?
We figured out how to do it.
Exactly.
And then we ran into the ethical question
Exactly.
of do we use it or not? And we kind of decided no, for now we don't. But shit like CRISPR is out.
But you're not understanding the point,
I am
though.
understanding
Okay.
quite clearly. Shit like CRISPR is
I'm going
out
to test
now.
you after this. Go ahead.
Shit like, yo, do you know what CRISPR is?
Go ahead. I'm listening.
So you don't. I'm going to question you.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
All right, CRISPR is genetic modification technology.
Okay.
It redefines the genes, and you could have a third arm. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So with that, they're gonna enhance. So quiz me now.
Okay. The human brain, it's not. It evolves throughout generations because we're all connected. See, when someone has a baby, they have a baby. They have a baby. They have a baby. Those brains, that DNA, is connected in a way, even from thousands of years ago. There's certain things that are embedded into our brain. Now, if you want to get detailed into it, the reptilian part of your brain, that's from a part of a long time ago.
Survive.
Exactly, evolution.
Survival of the fittest.
Now, what if something created us genetically? They cloned us from them, but we're maybe a smaller version of them.
What's the reasoning?
The reason is that they say it right now. If the United States wants to go to Mars, do we have a plan?
What's the reasoning for the...
Listen to me. The United States goes to Mars.
You're changing the subject. That's what
I'm not.
asking.
It's all the same thing. It's about a species going to another planet who wants to mine certain resources. But the thing is, if you want to send 1 million people to that planet, the amount of resources you need to send them...
No, you can't send 1 million.
Hold on a second. Let me finish, please, before you cut me off.
You got to terraform the bitch for that.
No. If you send 100 people to this planet to resource, they can't do the work of 1 million. Right?
If we send them to Mars, there's no atmosphere.
Keep on cutting me off, and I'll just...
I have to, because otherwise you'll rant for an hour.
If we wanted to, if we found a resource in Mars that was very valuable to planet Earth, and we wanted to send people over there and ships to bring the resource...
on the table, he's for real now.
I'm actually gonna stop right now.
Fucking with you, man.
I just forgot what I was gonna say.
It's all right. It happens. Let's reset. Like an Etch-a-Sketch, and we start over.
All right. And I'm gonna tag this what not to do on a podcast. I'm serious. This is going on tomorrow. No bullshit.
I'm gonna be famous.
If you want to send, if you find a resource on another planet, now I'm gonna say not Mars, let's say another galaxy, and say just say we can get there in 50 years, right? We cannot send a lot of people because we need to keep the people alive, and it wouldn't be sanitary to send them from the planet. We have enough resources to do it. So you send a minimum amount of people, and when you get there, you can genetically engineer humans just like us, but they will evolve on that planet differently than us. So we go there. Hold on a second. Stop for a second.
No. Why can't we just breed? We don't need genetic engineering.
Because it takes, if you get 100 people,
9 months.
Ready for this one? And you have 50 girls and 50 guys.
Yeah.
And 50 guys fuck 50 girls. Yeah. It's going to take 9 months for one baby each.
9 set. For the first set.
All right.
You do that shit for 3-4 years, you got a couple of humans happening.
Okay.
Right?
Now, if you go there
Yeah.
with the technology and the capability to clone 100,000 in a test tube, which is the size of fucking maybe a square block.
To be honest, we have to perfect that technology.
We already are. We're working. The whole point of the conversation is, why did human beings decide to have slavery? Why did human beings decide to use gold and certain metals as, commodities behind everything? Okay, why are human beings out of nowhere deciding we want to create things that fly in the air?
That's not out of nowhere, though, Bob.
I'm trying to... This is my point.
This is evolution.
Okay, can I just go on with my point, or are you going to keep on cutting me off?
Did you ever watch Altered Carbon?
I don't know what that is.
You should watch it.
It wouldn't help my theory.
It would, actually.
No, it wouldn't change the theory at all.
It would. An altered carbon is
All right,
dope.
this is where I'm gonna shoot everybody down. Okay, you got
Shoot.
You got an orangutan in Africa. Yeah, go ahead, make your jokes. Go ahead, because this is documented.
Get him, Buck.
We have an orangutan in Africa. Okay, now for a couple of hundred years, these orangutans watched people across the river fish. The way they fish was take a fucking spear and put it through the fish, the spear out of the water, and boom. Now, the orangutan didn't say in one day, I'm going to create a spear and do it. Throughout hundreds of years, they figured out what they were doing, how to make the spear, how to throw the spear, how to fish with the spear. It took them hundreds of years. You know why? Because they watched another species do it. So I'm saying is, if human beings 12,000 years ago watched another species from another planet fly around and watched them do slavery and watched them mine gold and mine silver and they watched them make other humans, we're not going to do it the next day, but it's embedded in our minds.
Why?
What happens is, hold on a second, stop.
That's just
hold
your
on.
theory.
I'm not done with this is
Your
what I'm getting to the
theory.
point. So I'm saying it's maybe 12 to 15,000 years later, due to the fact that it's embedded in our minds at 1%, that maybe 100 years, it's 2%, 3%. We're interested in it. Okay? If you watch your father do drugs,
It serves greed.
what I'm saying is a child, if they watch their father do drugs for 20 years and their mom, one day they say, most children say, you know what? My father and mom did it. I want to try it now. What I'm saying is that these were our fathers and our mothers. These are the people that created us. Now, they created us to be dumb, but to work hard and to be whatever, you know? But the thing was, we slowly gain intelligence because not everybody understands DNA. We might think we do, but we don't. Because just like viruses...
Not all the way yet, right.
Just like viruses, just like diseases, they mutate.
Yes.
We are a plague. We're like a
DNA,
disease.
our DNA doesn't mutate, though.
We don't know that yet.
It mutates in rare cases, and we know
And
those rare
intelligence.
cases.
What I'm saying is there was one day where we were going,
And the next day we're studying DNA.
okay, cut me off.
Right. I finished your sentence.
No, one day we're going, hitting rocks together.
Right.
Going, wow, this works. Boom, boom, boom. This works. This works. This works. But all of a sudden, they're putting computer chips together like this.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same analogy I just used.
Yes.
Literally.
So I believe that we seen this one day. Our brains remembered it. Okay?
Over course of time, it programmed into our DNA that that's what it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is that right now, how about this? If we take a monkey, we take two monkeys, whatever, and we get a male and a female, and we take their genetics out, their DNA, their sperm, whatever the fuck, I'm not a scientist, right? And we make a monkey out of them,
Just squeeze all the juices out.
whatever. We make a monkey out of them.
Yeah.
And we take that monkey and put him on another fucking country, another planet. He's still going to act somewhat like a monkey.
Yes.
Not exactly like them, but somewhat like them.
After a
Because
few generations, it'll change the way they behave on
He'll
that,
be- he'll-
in that environment.
He will he'll evolve to his environment.
Yes.
But in his DNA,
He'll
still a
be
memory
monkey.
there that
Yeah.
he's a monkey.
Yes,
And he'll always be a monkey.
I understand your point.
So I'm saying with humans is that maybe they created us in a way where they were just gonna do what you had to do and they're gonna wipe us out. But they tried to wipe us out. They fucking failed. They left. They don't know they failed. That's why.
Some Independence Day shit.
You know what though? Where the fuck do we come from? I mean, how come there's
Gaia,
no?
baby, Gaia. That's where we come from.
I like the Gaia
Right
channel.
here.
Gaia channel's good. You see that Gaia channel?
Do you know what Gaia means?
I don't, but the channel's off the hook.
Gaia means Earth.
Okay, that's cool.
So we came from Gaia, bro.
We came from Earth.
Yeah.
But but how about this? What if there was like Neanderthals on the planet already, and they came here and they just made us smarter with genetics, and we could do it now. They're talking about people who want to have babies who can't have babies. They can inject them, and they could change the fucking gender. They can make you have a boy, make you have a girl. If we can do that now, and we're a zero population. We're not even at the level 1 yet.
We're still beating rocks and sticks together. Only the rocks and sticks are more advanced.
Exactly. We just got done with the steam engine fucking 100 years ago. We've been around for 12,000 years. 12,000 years.
We're still
15,000.
we're on the gasoline engine that's as old as pre-World War
Coming from
II.
mechanic. Exactly. We haven't advanced that much.
The next step is battery. Right now it's being resisted, but I think after battery, it'll really take off in regards to research and development.
The longer we make batteries last, the smarter we get.
I like that. It's a good theory.
Because if we can make batteries last a long time, we don't have to waste time on trying to find out how to charge them.
Well,
keep on going.
As soon as we find batteries that charge themselves and never run out.
Which we have already. It's called alternator. We're learning.
You're still inputting power into it in order for it to charge.
We're still advancing.
Once it becomes something that can charge enough to keep itself charged.
It's like a job. If you work 8 hours straight, more gets done. If you work 7 hours and have breaks, a lot less gets done. It's like a battery. The longer the battery runs, the more people are going to be working on things. Remember, this internet thing, to us, it's only individual. But to the planet, it's all one thing. Boris. It's all one thing. Internet is all one thing. Everything we're doing, someone from another planet might just get one signal from everything. Imagine an alien race can just pinpoint on our planet, hit one button, and get all our information on one shot from all internet stuff from the past 50 years. Imagine that, though.
I mean, it's this. I think the aliens that are able to travel here,
they already know.
Would concern ourselves. Would concern themselves with us the same way we concern ourselves with an ant.
There's one problem, though.
Did you hear what I said?
Yes, and I like that. But there's one problem, though. Nobody can... It's like all about light. Nobody can stop light. For example, they said if aliens are 50 million years away, if they look at us right now, they're still seeing the dinosaurs.
I think we're halting our own evolution with the shit that we're, like, opposing nowadays.
I think...
You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
I think we were created for a reason.
What's the reason? Food source?
No, not at all. We were created only to be slaves because it's embedded in our minds. To this day, every human works for a human. It's like a pyramid. Like, there's always a human on top.
Power.
Yeah, exactly. Power, which at one point they had, and we worked for them.
Okay.
But when they left, somebody else took in control. That's what happened. Happen all the time. You kill the top, you kill the mafia don, somebody else goes into his place. Unfortunately,
Because they want to keep the money coming.
No, they want to keep the system going. Because the system works for them because they know it. See, nobody wants to work a system they don't know. They already know this system. Because don't think that... Listen, I always believe the gods... I just think the gods are interpreted to other beings. Who knows? At the end of the day.
Well, you know what I want to do? I want to interpret a cigarette.
Yep, and
so
a joint.
let's take us a little break. Jesus, you smoke this shit? It's terrible.
Well, let's smoke.
It's terrible. You shouldn't smoke bad stuff.
That was a good one.
You tell him! You tell him I'm coming!
See, that's like...
Tell him I'm fucking coming!
I'm gonna teach you to speak English with this fucking knife!
I only tell you one time.
fucking head again. You motherfucker, you.
Wipe that stupid-looking grin off your face, or I will gouge out your eyeballs and skull fuck you!
What again? Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker. Say what one more goddamn time.
Shut that cunt's mouth or I'll come over there and start her head.
Listen, asshole.
No, you listen, you little bitch. You hang up on me again, I'll gut you like a fish.
Boris the Blade, or Boris the Bullet Dodger. As bent as the Soviet sickle and as hard as the hammer that crosses it. Apparently, it's just impossible to kill the bastard.
Give me a name.
No, no. Boris. Boris the Blade? Yeah. As in Boris the Bullet Dodger?
Bullet Dodger. Because he dodges bullets heavy.
Drop the gun, fat boy. You fucking idiots. He could not know my name. Give me the stone. He's reliable. If it doesn't work, you can always hit him with it.
Boris, he can get you anything you need.
Whoa. 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 I like this track. Hey.
We're
Whoa.
back.
Hey. Whoa. I'm gonna wait for this last part.
Yeah, man. This is the best part of the podcast.
You motherfuckers. Well, look at here.
And we're motherfucking back. How about that for a fucking intro?
We're back on yet? No.
Oh yeah, no. Oh yeah.
Now we're
no,
back on. There we go.
No, yeah. Oh yeah, no.
All right.
Oh,
So
no, yeah.
we're talking outside on smoke break.
The union break, bro.
The union break, yes. The union break. No, since we're a new podcast, I think we have a good idea here. I think people like us. I think we have something good. There's one problem though.
What's that?
We're in New York. We gotta blow this podcast up. You know?
How do we do that?
How are we gonna do that?
Yeah.
It's tomorrow. I know it sounds crazy. I'm gonna do everything in my power. I'm gonna leave messages to Joe Rogan. I'm gonna contact him, and I'm gonna tell him, "You get the podcast in L.A. We want the podcast in New York, and we're gonna somehow link with Joe Rogan."
You gotta ask for his endorsement.
Not only his endorsement, I want to talk to him on a business level where he can help us out. Because obviously we're brand new.
Yo, if for whatever reason, like later on in the future, we're in the Joe Rogan podcast, it's him we have to thank.
No, not be on his podcast. I want to do our own podcast, but have him somehow.
Well, he can call in on Discord.
Can we call him on Discord? You call him right now. He's not going to pick up. We're not there yet.
You think I have his number?
What?
Huh?
We're going to get in touch with him tomorrow. And we're going to tell Joe Rogan.
You? All right.
I'm crazy in the head. People think I'm crazy. Right?
No, he really is though. That's why, like, I'm dismissing it in one ear, but like on some real shit. It may
remember
be...
one thing though. I had LeBron James comment on one of my YouTube videos that was dissing him, and he didn't like it. So I could do it in a positive way.
Poor guy. He must have been provoked to answer you.
I provoked him a lot, and it took about 3 months, but he finally responded.
With negative. It's hard to do it with positive.
Yeah, you know what though? I still got my channel going pretty well. Besides that,
and then what happened to your channel afterwards?
I don't even care. It got fucking demolished.
It did.
Because I was stealing shit.
Robbery.
Intellectual fucking real estate. Or
yes,
fucking online
intellectual
shit.
Property, bro. Yes.
No, I'm gonna
You're
fucking
a digital thief.
Listen, I'm gonna fucking contact Joe Rogan. I'm gonna do everything in my power to contact him. Do every channel I possibly can. I'm gonna tell him we got something good going on here. I think it's for his best. I think it'd be best for him.
Why do you say that?
In a positive way to back us.
Why do you say that?
Because he has a good name. He has an awesome podcast.
Yes.
And why it'd be if in his interest to basically back us up in a way. Maybe
why would it be? That's what I'm asking you. Why is it in his best interest to back us up? It sounds like a threat.
It's not a threat. Not a threat at all. It's actually.
It sounds like though.
No, it's just me saying in a way that we have a good podcast going, and he's the #1 guy in the business.
Yes.
And I think he should fucking link up with us. You know.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
I would be the happiest dude in the world.
If he was to, if we were to start our own podcast on the East Coast in New York, and you know what I'm saying, and he would fucking help us out, he could have something to do with it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you saying so that the West can claim a little bit of the East Coast right
No, nothing to do with that. What I'm saying is that we're gonna get big. No, I how about this? I'm being conceited now. I'm being hopeful. We're gonna get big. We're gonna be really big. And listen, Joe Rogan was smart to get involved with UFC. He was smart to get involved with that show.
Age too.
Hold on, that show. What's it called?
Yeah, I know the show you're talking
Fear
about.
Factor.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Everything Joe Rogan got involved in was good. He's a smart guy.
Yes.
So I think we're the next best
He's
thing.
also funny as fuck.
Very funny.
Like, funny as fuck, son.
So I think the next best thing, we're going to be the next best thing. So I think he should definitely...
Y'all heard it here first.
Yeah, I think he should invest into us. I think he should definitely sit down and talk to us. And maybe he could help us out. And we can do a podcast. And we can fucking somehow link up with him. Like East Coast, West Coast together. You know what I'm saying? Do something together. I'm all good with it. We're going to contact him tomorrow. And we're going to see what he wants to do. I want him to be an investor. That's like real estate.
No, it's upgraded to bread real quick.
Why not? Let's be honest, though. Let's be honest.
I love it, though.
Yo, we're broke right now. We got nothing.
Listen.
We're fucking trying to build.
If Joe Rogan does a 5-minute podcast with us, we'll have enough viewers to be good.
No, I don't want a 5-minute podcast.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, though.
No. What I want is somebody who's in the business, who's on the top of their game. It's like Warner Bros.
Why do you think they're going to want to talk to you? You want them, but why would they talk to you?
I'm going to tell you why. It's the same reason why some guy goes to Miramax or other big fucking movie conferences. I have a movie, I have an idea, but I don't have money to do the movie.
Right.
I don't have the connections. I don't have the network to do this movie, but it's a good fucking idea. So you go to somebody who's in the business, somebody who has the connections, somebody who has the money, somebody who can produce you, and you go to him, and then you get your company going, you get everything going, and you both make money off of it. If things stay good, you guys are in business. If things go bad, that's Hollywood. Shit happens. You know? But I think, my personal opinion, seeing Joe Rogan, hearing about him, he's a cool guy. He's around good people. Dana White, probably one of his most closest people he does business with. Good guy. These are all good people. So if we take our podcast and go to them and say, we have an idea, we have a podcast, we need help getting our stuff out there. We might need, some type of financial backing. Why not? Why wouldn't they invest into our podcast?
That's the question.
It would help them out.
Why would they invest?
Why would they?
What's the guarantee of our success?
Guarantee is that's when you talk about money.
No, what's the guarantee? Because, whenever somebody invests money, what's the first thing they want? Two things. They want to be the first man paid, and they want a guarantee.
No, I'll tell.
Well,
how about this? I'll tell people like Joe Rogan, Dana White, even like a guy like Mark Cuban, if they want to invest into our podcast, I'll tell them there's 2 reasons why they should invest. Number 1, we love what we're doing, and number 2, I am the most I am the most positive person about the future. I have a positive.
You.
No, I do. I have a positive outlook. I look at the future and I see that what we're doing is fucking good. I don't care what anybody says. I see something positive. I see money to be made. Now, these guys are businessmen at the end of the day. They're all about money.
Invest into the GodMode podcast now is basically what Bobby is telling you.
How about this? Get in now while it's a penny stock.
We do have a Patreon account. Look us up. GodMode fucking...
No, my thing is right now is
get that fucking Patreon.
I'm telling people like Joe Rogan, Dana White, people like Mark Cuban, I don't care if it's Puff Daddy, Jay-Z. I don't care who it is out in Hollywood, all these big-time celebrities. If anybody's smart... Invest into GodMode right now while it's a penny stock, because it's going to be worth fucking billions.
Now you're talking.
That's what I'm saying. So my thing is, we're giving Joe Rogan the first opportunity, and he has exactly 3 months to contact us.
Okay.
To do this deal. If he doesn't, I'm going to start looking somewhere else, to other people, because I know we have a good idea here. I know where we're going. Me and you. Even you don't even. I think I know where we're going. I have to bust your balls to tell you where we're going and convince you. But I know where we're going. I know where this is going.
Where is
the question is, I'm not going to tell anybody because it's going very far. It's light years away.
Okay.
It's so far away I can't even fucking explain it. I'll be here for fucking 10 days. Maybe 10 years explaining it. But if
some time.
Joe Rogan has the first opportunity, if he doesn't jump on it, Then my second
But
person
you can't exclude them though later on.
I'm not
down
excluding
the
them.
line.
I'm giving people the opportunity to jump in.
I understand, like a first-time investment, like
Exactly,
yeah.
and I want to go to someone like that because I think that he understands the podcast.
I hope so.
No, he does. He owns it. He's the podcast guy. When I go on podcasts, Joe Rogan's the first person I wanted to see, and the last person I want to see. He has the best guest, so he obviously has his own thing going. Why wouldn't he want to extend his business and maybe let us branch off of him?
If he's a nice enough person, he might.
But even, how about this? I hear he's the nicest guy in the world.
And if we're good enough.
Okay, I hear he's the nicest guy in the world. I heard he's mad cool. I heard good things about him and all his friends. Everybody he's affiliated with are great guys in the Hollywood business. Anybody he hangs out with, they're all known as cool people. They're all cool. But I'm not looking for a cool person.
I want to sit down with Joey Diaz.
Hold on. I forget about all that. I'm looking for a person. No, I'm forgetting about. I'm looking for a person that's cool. A person about business. A person who's ready to throw up money and back his mouth. To see where his money is mouth.
All of them guys got enough bread to do that.
They do.
Every last one of them.
They do, 100%. The question is, are they smart enough to invest into the next big podcast?
The question is, can you convince them enough?
I can convince them. I can convince them with no problem. Because after they see this podcast, they'll see that I'm not fucking around. That I'm ready to do this. Hold on.
I know you ain't fucking around.
I'll tell you right now. No bullshitting.
Mm-hmm.
250 grand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? 100 grand in my pocket, 100 grand in your pocket, and 50 grand towards the podcast.
I'll take that.
And I'll be here 7 days a week, and I will even sit down with them, and I will even, if they want to give me ideas on the show, they want to improvise with us, they want to help us out, I listen to their ideas. But it's going to be a 50-50 business. Me and Boris, and whoever comes in, is 50% at the beginning. Okay? And if things go really well, I'll keep it that way. Because I'm not only looking for a partnership business wise.
You got Business Bob on the line.
No, I'm not only looking for a business wise partnership, but I do want somebody I can be cool with. It'd be nothing better to do business with somebody and make a lot of money.
Yeah, that you're cool
and be
with.
able to hang out and drink beers with and have a good time.
Fuck yeah, bro. I think that's the secret.
So my thing is right now, Joe Rogan's a man in the podcast world. It's like the best director. How about this? Most actors and actresses, they want to get next to the best director, the best producer in Hollywood, right? He's the best director and producer in the podcast world. So we have to get to him, get close to him, and do a podcast and branch off of him.
Yes.
And that's where we'll be successful.
That's the dream.
See, if you want success, you have to find success. He's success.
You got to find him.
Exactly.
Well, I heard he lives in the valley somewhere.
We'll find him on the computer. Because
I'm sure his address.
I can't afford to go to California right now. I can barely afford to go to my house.
We're in the middle of a COVID crisis. We're not going anywhere. We're in quarantine, bro.
Even when the crisis is not going, I can barely afford to take the bus to my house from here. So, Joe Rogan, very simple.
Good to go.
Yep. That's it. Fly us out to LA. Get us a nice hotel out there. Let's talk business. Then
you can get me a shitty motel. I'll still get drunk all the same.
Then we'll come to New York. We'll get a nice fucking studio in downtown Brooklyn, man. Right near the Barclays Center or something. Nice little skyrise over. Nice little studio over there.
I want the whole building.
We'll have a whole fucking view of the city behind us.
Yeah.
And we'll be chilling.
Yeah.
We'll start the GodMode fucking podcast produced by Joe Rogan Experience. Sounds good to me.
Sounds very good.
Sounds good to me. If Joe Rogan wants any part of this, listen. If you jump in now, you're all good, brother. Penny stock.
Joe, that's some real shit he's talking about.
Yeah. If you want to jump in later, I don't know, man. I'm not waiting around for anybody.
Nor should you.
I like all these people, but I'm going to go from one person to the other.
You.
If I got to find
Don't wait for nothing.
How about this? If I got to find some acidic Jewish guy in downtown Brooklyn worth $50 million to back us
if
up,
he backs us,
I'll do it.
L'chaim, son.
I'll do it. Exactly. Shit. 100%.
Yo, this fucking podcast is sponsored by the Taurus, son.
We can't ask Donald Trump because he'll be president for the next 4 years. And we're going to be fucking... We can't ask him.
Yeah, why you want to throw shade on my podcast?
I would still ask him in a second.
Why are you throwing shade on my podcast?
So let's ask Dana White then. How about, who do you want to ask?
I don't want to ask nobody.
I
have my own opinion.
Let's ask the viewers.
Let's ask the viewers. It's my own opinion, and that's all it's going to be.
Okay, so how about this?
And we're not even going to get into that because that's a separatism thing.
So how about this?
We need to bring us together. We gotta go with the together stuff.
All right, so how about this?
Yeah.
We got 3 people to ask, all right?
Nah. I don't want to know none of that. None of that.
So who do you want to go after for an investor? Who would be the best investor for our podcast? Dana White or Joe Rogan?
Joe Rogan.
Okay. So we'll go after him at first. If he don't work out, we'll go for Dana White. That's a competition.
Dana White has nothing to do with us.
He's a smart businessman.
But he's got nothing to do with us.
And if Dana White don't work out...
He can't make money with us. He'll
yes,
just
he
say no.
100%.
No, he can't.
Yes, he can.
What? How?
We make... Hold on, stop for 1 second.
How?
All right.
You're not explaining how.
Can I explain it?
Now you can.
Okay. We don't need Joe Rogan or Dana White to run our show. We run our own show. We need an investor for money.
Yeah, but why Dana White? He doesn't know us.
It doesn't
Joe
matter.
Rogan would have a better would be better to consider because he gets the most views in the world.
Okay, so what you're saying is right now is that they need to know us in order for us to be successful. No, we're gonna get our own views. I don't want to jump on anybody's toes, step on anybody's toes. I don't want to step into his podcast. I want to have our own podcast.
Right.
I want somebody with money behind
our own
this.
podcast.
If Puff Daddy came here tomorrow and said, "Guys, I like what you're doing, and I want to throw you guys. I want to invest $2 million into you. I think you're gonna be turning out pretty well." I'm not gonna say, "Well, Puff Daddy, you don't know podcasts and you don't know me, so I'm not going to go near you."
Hands you 2 lemons, you take it.
So I'm saying is that
you take
our first option is Joe Rogan because he understands.
But he's not going to throw 2 lemons at us. Though.
What was I just going to say to you?
Listen, all we got to do is have Joe on video chat.
Here's the deal, Joe. Come on our podcast for 5 minutes. We don't need no money. We don't need no investment. Just come on for 5 minutes. We're guaranteed to be successful. No, we need real money behind us.
That's real money.
Yes.
Wow. Yes. All right. You got to do your research before you talk.
All right. So you tell me right now.
You got to do your research before you talk. Period.
Okay. So you tell me right now that when somebody writes a rap song and they have a...
We're generalizing.
Cut me off again. Boom.
You're generalizing.
It's over.
It is.
All right.
Next subject.
Next subject. Why next subject? Because I didn't put my point across yet. If somebody writes a rap song and it's a great song, right?
Yeah.
And they're sitting in their bedroom.
Yeah.
And they don't have a studio. Yeah. And they don't have anybody to produce it for them. Yeah. They don't have anybody to put music videos up.
Yeah.
Nothing, right?
Yeah.
Now they go there and say, boom, they get a millionaire. They don't give a fuck if this guy knows them, if he knows the music business. Give me money. I'll write the song. I'll sing the song in the studio. I'll record it in the studio. We'll come out with a video, and boom, you start paying people. That guy makes money. That's it. Now, if he stays with that investor because he's good, boom, no problem. It's the same thing. I'd love to go with Joe Rogan because he knows the business. But if somebody else like Mark Cuban,
I don't even know what we're arguing about.
We're arguing about because you think that having Joe Rogan on here for 5 minutes will make us successful.
Yes.
I think we'll get us fame. I think it will get us definitely
a jump start.
A jump start.
That's exactly what we're looking for.
But I think if Joe Rogan came behind us and said, "Yo, guys, I'm gonna get you guys a real fucking good studio. I'm gonna get you a real this or that."
What makes you think he's gonna do that?
Because the people around him are making him money too. It's not only him.
What makes you think he's gonna do that for us?
I'm not saying he is. Right. What I'm saying is I'm gonna reach.
It's worth a shot.
I'm gonna reach out to people like him. Now,
No
if you don't
doubt.
want to do it,
No doubt.
then maybe I'll go to a guy like Dana White, Mark Cuban, a billionaire.
Do it.
You want to talk to billionaires and millionaires.
Because they feel it less.
No, because they invest $1 million or $2 million into a lot of things that don't work out. And this is a for sure thing, I think. And if we can convince them this is a for sure thing and it's good.
If we get $2 million, we're going to be good.
Listen, if we are able to go on 7 nights a week for 2-3 hours a night and live our lives and have our expenses paid and be fucking comfortable and work all on the podcast, we'll make them more money than we would make by doing it on our own for the first couple of years. So I don't give a fuck who it is. If his name is fucking John Smith and he has $20 million and he's bored and he wants to invest money into us and we can get a fucking studio with a fucking view in the city behind us and be on the East Coast in New York City or in downtown Brooklyn and do a podcast and get good guests.
I'll take $2 million.
What if I could pay a fucking guest $50,000 to come on and just talk to us for 2 hours?
I'd just take $2 million.
What I'm saying is that you want to get good guests, right? So let's say someone's paying guests $30,000 a show, and I come in and I say, you know what? I need a millionaire behind me because I'm going to tell the millionaire this is the deal. I had this guy named John Doe. All right. Or Jane Doe.
Yeah.
And I want to get them on the podcast. I'm gonna give them $50,000, and on our YouTube channel, we're gonna make $200,000.
Right.
That works for them.
That's the idea.
Now we need money for that to pay that person.
And views.
That's where I have an idea for them because I want to have different celebrities on. I want a celebrity to come to Midtown Manhattan, pull up in their fucking limo, and go into the hotel and take an elevator to our podcast that's on the 80th floor with a fucking Freedom Tower behind us. And we're talking about their career and about their music and about their acting career or about their
Some
scientific
Barbara
facts.
Walters shit.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
I want
like that.
I want to do Joe Rogan times 2.
I like that.
Joe Rogan times
upgrade.
2.
Upgrade.
I love Joe Rogan. I'm a
New
big
York
fan.
upgrades.
But I want to improvise from his show because his
I'm
show
with
is
it.
great.
I'm with it.
That's why he should invest. He's not going to be around forever.
Respect your elders, and you learn.
Total respect.
You learn from the foundation that they've put down.
What I'm saying
as
is
long
that
as you acknowledge it, that's
what I'm
good.
saying is that podcast in a way is still kind of new in a way. There's only a couple of big people in it, and we could be the next best thing. And Joe Rogan's great, but there might be a day where he wakes up and says, "You know what? I don't want to do this anymore."
Yeah.
That guy has done about 20 different things, and they were all successful. Every one of his comedy shows,
good.
his sitcoms, his reality TV shows, just him being a UFC announcer, it all worked out for him. But you notice one thing about him, he always changes up. So something new might come up, and he might leave the podcast and give it, boom. So why not get us on deck?
He's not gonna leave the podcast.
Not leave it. I don't want the Joe Rogan show, bro. I want the GodMode podcast.
Yeah.
But why not produce us? Listen, if he's making fucking $1 million a month off his podcast, why not make $1 million a month off ours?
Business Bob is in the building.
It makes sense. That's why I'm gonna contact him, and
Let's do it.
I'm gonna contact everybody. How about this? I'm gonna go home and write down 10 people on paper that are involved in Hollywood and celebrities.
Can you do 11?
What? I could do 11 or 15. And I'm going to try to contact all of them. And whoever jumps on, I can guarantee you they'll be very smart because it's like I say, right now we're a penny. We're not even a penny stock.
Not even.
Not even. If they get involved now, they could turn $1 million.
Nothing into $1 million.
How about this? I can guarantee this right now. Any fucking celebrity, anybody with a brain in their head in Hollywood wants to come and invest $10 million to us, they'll have $100 million back at the end of the year, which would be a 50-50 split, which would be their $10 million back and 45 each. And I'm guaranteeing that on the first fucking 2 years.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I'm ready. Ready,
I'm ready.
son. Ready, son. We're doing it now, son.
How about this? So with the GodMode,
we're here now, son.
So right now, online, the GodMode. The GodMode podcast is giving Joe Rogan the first opportunity.
Studios.
Why do that for?
Because I like to fuck with you.
But that was...
Yeah, I was angry. It's anger.
Listen, the GodMode podcast is giving Joe Rogan the first opportunity.
Yeah.
The second opportunity is going to Dana White. The third opportunity is going to Mark Cuban.
Sure.
Because I strongly feel those are the 3 people that are probably the smartest businessmen in this country when it comes to podcasts, sporting events, and, just networking. Then fourth, I would say Jay-Z. And fifth, I don't really want to go for it, but maybe Puff Daddy. Because there's a smart businessman.
I don't think he calls himself that anymore.
Whatever, Sean Combs, whatever the fuck
Not
he calls
even,
himself. I don't know.
Even. I don't know what he calls himself now.
I think his real name is Sean Combs.
That is his real name, but...
Sean John, I don't know. Doesn't matter what he calls himself. He got money. He has $1 million to him is like a fucking quarter to us. It's like 10 cents. It's a joke. So my opinion, we're going to go after those guys because those are the guys. Listen, we have to get somebody out in Hollywood. I don't care who it is. Even a regular B-list actor.
I'll go out in Hollywood.
I don't care who it is.
I'll do it.
Yo, I'm being honest right now. I know this sounds fucking crazy and shit, but I mean...
GodMode John the actor.
Who? We have to find some... Listen, this is the deal, man. Yeah, but I'm trying to teach you something right now, bro.
Learn me.
If you want to really
learn
something...
me.
The show business, my man, New York,
yeah,
it's Broadway plays.
Word.
California, it's all TV and computers, technology.
And in London, it's all that theater district.
Whatever. But the thing is, out in California, you want to be on TV? That's the place. California. So the money... Yeah.
Ain't nobody 20 no more, bro. I'm making it from where I'm sitting.
Yeah, but the thing is, you're not going to make it. You could make it on your own. It's 1 in a million chance.
That's the idea.
It's great. But there's nothing wrong with having help from people that are in the business.
No question. If you know somebody, use
that.
Use
we have to start meeting
use
people.
That plug.
Let's start meeting people.
Word.
You want to have Ariana Grande sitting across from us?
Word.
You want to have Neil deGrasse?
Yeah.
You want to have LeBron James sitting there?
Let's go. I'm ready.
Exactly.
Get him here.
But we need money.
Right.
We got to pay them.
Right. Don't you see? And it comes back to the cardinal because Every story starts out with, "Yo, if we only had $10,000, if we only had $100,000." My story starts way before that. My story starts with, "How do I make 1,000? How do I make 10,000?
Yeah.
How do I make 100,000?" And then all those things you're talking about, they're just givens. They're there already. Nice. We reached that level. Oh, we could do that.
Yeah.
Check. You know. So
Yeah.
I'm still on the ground floor mixing the cement.
Yeah, and I also sat there and said, you know what? If I save money every week, I could save $500 a week. But if I decided to just walk around Brooklyn and find a property for sale and give it to this guy, I can make $10,000 in a week. So we could sit here and make $500 a week, and we could build it up. We could be 60 years old and no one can care about us anymore. Or we could 2 weeks from now.
Wow, he's giving us that much time.
Yeah, but now we could be.
Thanks, Bob.
But now we could be sitting down 2 or 3 weeks from now because somebody saw this video.
Listen, Scarface.
All right. You're right. You know what? You're 100% right. I'm 100% wrong.
No,
I'm wrong.
No, I'm not arguing.
No.
I said, listen.
You had the 7-year plan. So when I'm 46 years old and I'm sitting there talking about the same shit from 7 years ago and hoping that we made it big, it's not good.
But I thought you wanted to talk about the shit that's happening, the innovative shit.
No, let's do the 1-year plan.
The 1-year plan.
The 1-year plan is as of starting tomorrow.
Yeah.
You start reaching out to people.
Yeah. Well, listen.
To back our pocket.
Right now, I have an advertising department. If you guys want to get in touch with me, get in touch with Brooklyn Bob. You know what I'm saying? GodMode P-Cast.
I'm talking about fucking...
So what I'm saying is, that's the next logical step. There's a whole department now. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reality of it.
We got a podcast going. It's a good fucking podcast. I think it's better than a lot of other people out there. I watched hundreds of podcasts already the past couple of days. Been watching them. They all fucking suck. I saw a podcast with a kid. He's talking about fucking comic books and fucking like superheroes. I'm saying, yeah, it's good for one. Me and you can discuss the fucking movie like Marvel or the Fantastic Four. It's a cool 10-minute segment. But they have kids who base the whole fucking podcast about the Hulk and Spider-Man. It's fucking boring. Our podcast is good because you have no idea what the fuck you're going to get 5 minutes later.
Yes.
Because when I go out that door and I smoke some weed or whatever I do, I start thinking a certain way or start, you know,
smoke weed?
Whatever. Guess what? I come back totally different. Okay? I'm going to have guests on that I don't fucking agree with. I might argue with them. I might agree with them, whatever it is. I want to have on the hardest fucking...
Yo, look at Johnny Carson over here.
No, but seriously, though. When I have guests on, have the hardest celebrities. Why not?
Where? That chair is... Well, hold on. Let me look at that
So
chair.
there goes the problem. What did you just say? Where?
Real quick.
Yeah, show him the empty fucking chair.
Real quick. Where?
This'll work.
Yeah, man.
Show it to him.
I will. I want to know where that's going to be, though.
That's going to be after I talk to an investor and we get the fucking money up and we get the right fucking place. We build a fucking studio and we could pay somebody $100,000 to sit in that fucking chair for 2 hours and talk to them.
So you didn't think that this was in mind?
What?
Huh? You didn't think that all of this was in mind?
It is in mind. The question is, I want to do it faster.
Faster is not always me. I like quality.
Yeah, well, you know what, though?
I like quality.
Well, if you're going to have me on the team, things are going to happen fast, my friend. So sorry.
My advertising department thinks it's going to tell me what to do.
Well, you don't buy an ounce of weed and say, I'm going to sell 1 bag a day. You sell it all in one fucking day and buy another one.
Depends on the size of the bag.
An ounce is an ounce, my friend. An ounce is an ounce every day of the week.
Break it down nicely, though.
What I'm saying is, 100%, we have a good idea. We need investors. Did you just fart right now?
I may have.
I can smell the fart.
I may as well have just farted.
I think you did. I smell something. Better. No, listen, honestly, though, I guarantee you, if Joe Rogan was to watch our shows, I don't think he would be all excited and be like, oh, it's the greatest show in the world. But I think he'll see enough good things to say, you know what, there's something here. You know what? I'm gonna talk to these guys, and I'm gonna invest with them.
You heard it here first. This is
You heard it
happening.
first. Yo, listen, I want that.
This is happening.
The first opportunity, I want to sit down with him. If he don't work out, then I'm gonna go to his boy Dana White, and if he don't work, I'm going to Mark Cuban. Because out of those three guys, it's like going to the Shark Tank.
You think one of those would invest?
One of them would take a chance.
Think
Well,
so?
what the fuck is $100,000 to these guys? It's like a penny toss.
We need 100. How much we need?
What?
How much do we need?
I mean, I'm gonna reach for the stars. I like to start with $3 million at first.
Good man.
But
Good man.
Yeah. Oh no. Listen. This is
like
our
that.
fucking idea. I want $1 million each just to fucking be comfortable, and $1 million into the show, and we'll give them back a return. I don't mind at the first $100 million. I don't mind if they get fucking 60, we get 20 and 20. I'm
How
cool
much
with that.
return do you think we'll get on that?
The first year is gonna be mostly on their end because they're putting the money up. And I have no problem with that, but after the first year, it'll be structured differently. I don't mind saying, hey, listen, if there's $100 million to be made, and they have to get 70, we get 15 each. We are not going to see $15 million in our lifetime if we don't do that.
Right.
So if I do that, I don't care what he makes. He can make $50 billion. If I get $2 million each, the day after the money's in our account, you know what I said to myself?
With it.
Tomorrow I can eat whatever I want.
Yes.
I can live wherever I want.
Yes.
I can visit wherever I want.
Yes.
We do that for a year, then we renegotiate. See, I don't sign no more than 1 year contracts. It's 1 year It's like a lease.
Talk to him. Preach
That's
to
it.
him. Preach
so
to him.
The next year, how about this? If we made $10 million, right? And somebody made 8, and we made $1 million each. If we made $1 million each, and they made 8, and the next year we said, yo, we want to keep on going. We're growing. We're doing good. We're getting bigger.
My man, let me get 100,000 real good.
How about this? And we're getting, but this is realistic terms,
So
though.
I don't kill myself.
But this is realistic. If I'm not playing this as a joke, if we get $1 million, if we get the next year, and we made him $8 million, and we got $1 million each, the next year we can say, hey, we're estimated to make.
If we make $8 million a year, bro, we're good.
Well, you just cut me off.
I did.
If the first year we made $10 million,
Cause I'm just gonna cut you off, bro. Cause
all right, so I'll just drop that comment.
No, don't.
No, it's no point.
We'll keep the same. We'll keep the same time.
What I'm trying to say is when you structure a contract in the second year, if the first year there was $10 million made and the investor made 80%, but the next year you're estimated to make double. So now you're talking about not $10 million, you're gonna make $20 million. That's we can say, you know what? We said we make $20 million. Now we'll give you 12. Now we want 8.
What business school is this from?
What? Business school? Common sense.
Based on
Meaning, only way you're making money in this world, majority of the time, not all the time. Not everybody is Jay-Z and Bill Gates and Donald Trump and Dana White. Some people need money to start up.
Right.
You have to make a deal that benefits the investor more than you. But you have a choice. I could do this on my own and make $1,000 a week, or I can use his money and not care what he makes and make $20,000 a week. Because I'm only married to that person for a year. After that year, when I make 350 grand, I can make new decisions. I have full control over my idea. He's just making money off of it. I don't care who it is, but I believe we have I believe we have a $10 million a year idea here. And if somebody wants to make if somebody wants to make
I'd take 10 lemons a year.
If somebody wants to make $7 million off our $10 million idea, I am okay with that because I get $1.5 million, you get $1.5 million, and I got a little flat house in California.
Boom.
And I don't have to work every day of my life.
Yes, sir.
I can be doing a podcast 7 days a week.
Yes, sir.
And when it comes to reinvest, negotiations and terms will be different because now I realize that I'm making you $8 million a year, and I'm making 1.5, and you're making 1.5. So now, if we're gonna make 20 in a year,
I'm gonna start pushing that number a little bit, though.
No, I'll tell you how you do it.
Once I get it to 5 and 5,
No,
I'll be happy.
The second year, if there's 20 million made, you tell him, you know what? Okay, you made 8 million last year, 80%. The second year, you're gonna make 65 to 60. Because he was the guy who got us going. We have to appreciate the person who invested the money. We have to show respect.
Okay.
So we're gonna respect your money. We're gonna respect you're gonna respect your kindness. We're gonna respect.
Investors, where you at?
Exactly, because you gave us the we both gave an opportunity, but you took the more risk. So the second year, you're still gonna make more money than us, but not as much as the first year. If there's $20 million, now he's going to make maybe $12 million, and we get 4 and 4. You understand? Then the third year, it's going to be a 50-50 split with anybody. If they don't like it, then I can tell them to go fuck themselves, because there'll probably be 55 people lined up to say, hey, I want to invest $10 million to make 20. And okay, now we can structure contracts where, listen, you invest $10 million, you only get
leverage, baby.
You only get $10 million profit. If there's $80 million involved, we're getting the extra fucking 60. That's how you do it. Because now, right now, people are investing into our idea to benefit themselves, right? And then once we get to a certain level, they're not investing into the idea, investing into our stock.
GodMode.
We become an idea to a stock.
Yes.
Once we become a stock, we own the stock.
Actually, it's intellectual property as a stock.
Exactly. It's a good way to put it. I agree with you. We become a stock.
I think that'd be a first.
So this is where I'm going to leave this at.
Is there even something like that?
How much time? What?
2.
20?
What?
20-something minutes? How many minutes are we on right now for?
Shit, 2 hours, baby. We're killing it.
Now, I want to leave it at that. This is the deal. We got 3 people. No, I'm going to leave it at this. We're going to cut it off.
I didn't know there was a deal.
No, we're going to cut it off right now. This is a very important podcast right here. This is called the
cutting
show.
It off?
We're going to go out for a J. This is very important. No, because I want to leave it at this because I want to keep it in one segment.
You?
No, you too, because it's going to benefit you. This is a deal.
You.
There's 3 people who have an opportunity to invest in this podcast. And we're going to go further. And trust me, you would love to see me on with a couple of celebrities and a couple of conference people, a couple of politicians. Yo, I will fucking ream out a politician right to his face on this show.
You.
Republican or Democrat.
Get him.
So you guys got to invest into us because we are the next best thing.
And do you.
No, into us.
You.
See, I say us all the time.
You.
Joe Rogan, you got first opportunity. Okay? 90 days.
Yo, I'm going to cut him off
No,
with
stop.
Stop. Like this, bro.
Stop. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm gonna cut you
We're going to give Joe Rogan 90 days
cut you off with
to
the music.
respond to us and back us up money-wise. If not...
And if he doesn't?
And then I'm going to go to Dana White, and then he's going to have 90 days. And if he don't respond... I'm going to go to someone like a Mark Cuban or a Puff Daddy or a Jay-Z.
So the list goes on and on.
Yeah, it does, because there's a lot of billionaires and millionaires out there. But somebody's going to invest into our idea, and after that person invests, there's going to be a lot of investors who are pissed off to say, wow, I could have invested $2 million to make $100.
That's how everything happens.
So, Joe, 90 days, man. Call us up, bro. We're waiting for you. The opportunity's there.
Woof.
Opportunity's there.
Woof. And now...
Okay?
And
none but respect. I love him. He's the greatest podcast guy ever.
Woof.
He'll go down as number 1 in history.
Woof.
Good beat. I know this beat.
Old school, baby.
Yeah. Joe, it's here, bro. It's here.
Let's get it.
GodMode Podcast, 50-50, brother.
Let's go.
Actually, 70-30 to start, all right? That's the deal. Bye-bye.
right back again.
Yeah. We're back. Drunker, stoned out.
Who?
More controversial. 5 arguments on the way outside.
I don't do drugs.
So we agreed though. We're gonna I want to contact Joe Rogan. I want to talk to him and see what's with the business seriously. 100%. I think it's a good idea for him. I think it's a good investment. For somebody, it's a good investment. Somebody in Hollywood.
I think we're beating a dead horse. What's the next topic?
No, we're not beating a dead horse.
Yeah.
Next topic is how big GodMode's going to be.
How big is it going to be, you think?
It's going to be big because every new singer, actors, every crazy person like Alex Jones is going to want to be on here. 100%. You know why? I'll tell you why. Because I have my phone in front of me and I'm watching the live and I see my Facebook going off and people are commenting right now and people are leaving friend requests. I'm not reading what they're saying. What they are saying is, Joe Rogan, you better invest into this podcast.
Oh.
Shit. It'll be the next best thing, man. Next best thing. Shit. You can make a lot of money together. You know why? Because I'm ready to step over that line and go over those boundaries with...
Boom, 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 boom. Handguns. Handguns.
Yeah. I think we could be good. You know why? Because I could be the guy to go over the boundary, and you could be the guy to try to stop me. And this could be.
I don't want to try to stop you.
This could be the person taking it.
When the fuck since
when this became
my job? Stop him.
Listen, this person's gonna say something. I'm gonna say something. You're gonna try to stop me.
Away from chilling.
Yeah, good cop, bad cop. It works out pretty well.
Oh God.
Just imagine. I'll be honest. This is gonna sound fucked up. We have to do it. I think it's a good idea. If the person was alive. Just say we had Michael Jackson there. And I said, you're a fucking child molester, and your music should not be fucking played ever again.
Why do you hate Michael Jackson so much? No, you had a whole thing on Michael.
Stop.
You even cut out a whole thing on Michael Jackson. Nah, bro. I don't want to hear that.
I'm using this as a fucking analogy. This is going to be a good skit.
Don't tell us the whole story.
So you just cut me off because you knew it was going to be good.
I knew exactly where it was going.
No, it's very simple. I'm actually giving you credit here.
Do it.
I'm saying if Michael Jackson was alive and he was sitting here and I say, you know, you're a fucking child molester, you're a pedophile, and your music should not be played ever again on the radio because it's a bunch of bullshit. And then you would sit there and you would argue the fact that his music should be played because it had nothing to do with him having sex with little boys and sleeping in the same bed with them. So me and you would argue over that, and he would sit there and just listen and say, you know what? I'm a pedophile and I'm fucking pissed. And this sucks. I have one. So it's good cop, bad cop. So whenever he agrees with you,
shit.
I think it would work out good. So
no.
Just say, how about this? Hold on, stop. Bro. Just say we had Jeffrey Epstein. You know, we had other guys.
Why do you keep picking dead people?
Because they're not allowed to defend themselves. No, I'm saying is that I think that we can have some.
Yo.
Listen, I think we can have
some real shit.
I think we can. I think we can have some guests that we can have some guests here that I don't agree with, but you do agree with, or you don't agree with, I do agree with, and we could both argue over that guest, and it doesn't matter who treats this guest a certain way, as long as it's you know, like freedom of speech type of shit, and you know, we're being civil about things. But there's a couple of celebrities I wouldn't mind saying, you know, you're a bunch of bullshit. You know, even politicians.
I agree with you, Bucket.
And I want you to argue with me. If we had Bernie Sanders here, I'd tell him he's a complete fucking nut for trying to do fucking national health fucking shit because we wouldn't be able to afford it and free college and all that shit. And you're gonna argue with me, but it'd be a good show because that's what Joe Rogan wants to invest in. Because it'd be a good show because you have two people arguing over a guest's point of view. Not an argument show.
You know what? This also sharpens my blade. I'm good with that.
Well, that's good.
All I do is sharpen the blade, bro. Remember the concept of sharpening the blade.
It's worked out good though. I think it'd be good for us.
So any experience you could find the silver lining in it.
Listen, you might have somebody here.
Yeah.
That is a singer.
Yeah.
And I might say their music sucks.
I'll let them sing. No, I just won't
good.
have you on. I'll let them sing.
But that's the whole point. You have to have me on because I'm the guy that say I don't like your music. I think it sucks. And you're gonna say it's good. And we're gonna argue over it. And he's gonna sit there and say, you know,
why do you try to find the negative, man?
No, but I was trying positives.
That's not positive. None of that was positive.
Listen, the art of war.
Literally none of that was positive.
Divide and conquer. The art of war.
Oh, that's positive, huh?
Okay, that is what's gonna make us money. I'm serious though. You can't agree with everybody all the time, bro. We can't have one of those shows where we always agree with our guests. It's not gonna work.
No,
we gotta have a show.
Just hear their point of view.
Yeah, we can hear their point of view, but they have to fucking hear mine too. See, we can't
Not
have
all the time. No.
That's
sometimes you
all
won't
right.
be here for that.
Now we got a good show now. You ready for this fucking Joe Rogan? Yeah. Now we have a good show. You hear what just happened right now? We're going to have a guest who's going to be on, right? And I'm not going to agree with his point of view, but I'm going to let him talk. But now, he's going to talk however he wants, and I'm not going to get offended. I'm going to sit back and take it all and let him talk for 5 minutes. But I have to watch the way I talk.
Bro. Setting
so
a trap.
My thing is, he can say whatever he wants and express any kind of feelings he wants, or she, whatever, right? Any kind of political views, any kind of whatever. And I cannot counterattack and say what I want to say. I have to watch what I'm saying so I don't offend them. What if what they're saying offends me? I think it'd be very simple. They talk,
as a trained
I talk.
Professional, you can't take it to heart.
No. So if I'm not allowed to say. How about this? I have to say. This is how I look at it. This is how we look at it. Ready? We have a musician on, right? And his music sucks. I think it sucks. You like it. Or you think it's okay. Or you say to yourself, you know, Bob, I don't like his music, but we have to respect him and say that it's art, right? Whatever the fuck they want to say, right? I don't give a shit about that. I want to say I don't like your music. If he has a problem with that...
he better make better music, I guess.
No, but why am I not allowed to say? What I had to
You're
say,
allowed to say that.
No,
of course
I had to say it this way. I had to say, I'm not a fan of your work. It's more polite. Why can't I just say it Brooklyn way and say, you know what, your fucking music sucks, but I don't like it at all?
You could.
But people don't want you to do that anymore. He wants you to say it. You got to say it in a polite way. You know what? I am saying it in a polite way. I'm actually saying it in a real way. If you think about it logically, you should be happy I'm saying it the way I'm saying it because I'm being real.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not being fake and saying, you know what? I never heard your songs before, but I'm not into your type of music because I grew up at different times. Why can't you just say, you know what? Your music fucking sucks, bro. Your music sucks, man. I think it's horrible. It sucks. I'm not into that shit, bro. It sucks, man. I don't know. It's stupid. You know, it's a done deal. You know, done deal. That's it. Just say it. Just say it. I think people will be a lot better in this planet.
You do that for everybody?
I mean, you know, listen, if some girl said, I think you're ugly, I don't want to fucking get with you. I say,
but
okay.
the music thing.
And I go to the other 9 ones. I don't get offended. I go to the next one. Whatever girl's drunk as fuck and she wants to, okay, now you look good. Boom, I'm good. So, you know, 9 girls, 9 beers later, you're good. Now, I'm just joking around, though, but I'm saying, but, like, I don't get offended by what people say. I had people make fun of me my whole life when I was a kid, when I was older. I had things said to me I can't even say over this right now because I don't want to get in trouble with us, but I had things said to me. And, it bothered me. I cried sometimes. I got beat up by these kids, whatever. But as time went on, I learned how to deal with it. And I learned how to use it for my advantage now. You know? Like, while you're saying how you feel about me, I already fucking punched you in the face, and you're trying to think about the other half of the sentence.
Right.
Because you're on the floor. Or maybe you kicked the shit out of me after, but everybody's making fun of you because, yo, this kid punched you and gave you a black eye.
Right.
See, I always said, there was a kid one time, I'm not going to say names, but there was a kid that was bothering me all the time. I was young, and I just gave him my best shot. My best shot. Right to his eye. And he fucking beat the shit out of me next. I mean, he beat the fuck out of me. Then my brother beat him up after, so I felt better about it. But
yes.
I felt good about my brother beating him up.
Family, baby.
I didn't feel good about getting beat up. I felt good sticking up for myself. But the best feeling was for the next 2 or 3 weeks, that kid walking around with a black eye, and he had to say, who gave it to you?
Yeah.
So when someone said, yo, who gave you a black eye? Bobby Gagan did, but I beat him up. Wow, you're 18, he's 13. We still gave you a black eye, though. See what I'm saying? So it kind of built your name up in a way.
Beast.
That's what I'm trying to do for GodMode.
I'm with that. Yo, y'all heard it here first. Brooklyn Bob.
We might not win the battles.
But we're going to fight, though.
No, we might not win the battles.
We're going to give him a black eye.
We might not win the battles.
We're going to give him a black eye, though.
But we're going to win the war.
We're going to give him a black eye.
That's it. And this story, we'll win the war.
I like that.
So all you investors, if you're watching right now, you're not watching right now, but you're going to watch in the future.
Like later.
I'm telling you. Yo.
If they get this far, bravo.
Listen, it's very simple. $3 million investment, they get 7 in return, and we renegotiate from there.
Ooh.
That's it.
I heard these are good rates.
They throw up $3 million up front. The next $10 million comes for them.
I'll take 3 lemons, bro.
No, they throw up $3 million up front.
Yeah, it'd be
we
good
keep
with 3
that,
lemons.
and the next 10 comes to them. After the 10th million, we renegotiate. New contract. That's it. We are an investment. We are an idea. We are a product now. Okay? We are a commodity to society.
I'm a commodity.
Time to invest, Joe Rogan.
I'm a commodity, son.
Imagine Joe Rogan had more money than fucking, who's that guy from Amazon? What's his name? Jeff Bezos, whatever the fuck his name is. The guy he looks like the guy from Star Trek, the bald guy. Captain Spock of Amazon.
The bald one?
That bald guy, the guy who owns fucking Amazon, the richest guy in the world or something like that.
Bezos, baby.
Bezos, yeah. Yeah.
Jeffrey.
Yo, his wife made out good.
Oh, of course she did.
Holy fuck.
She met him.
No, she's married for like
Do
20 years from him.
She met him.
She's
That's how
kids.
good she met him.
Good. She's half the company.
She took some bread.
No, she has half the company still.
She
and the
took
bread.
A lot
She
of
got bread and the company. She got ham and cheese with mayo on that shit, bro.
Ooh,
Lettuce and tomato.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? All Bezos got was a 20-year-old girl who's gonna divorce him in 10 years anyway and take the other fucking half of his shit. So he's done. He's an idiot.
He ain't done.
Listen, the guy. Listen,
That
he don't
boy
care.
is good.
Listen, he don't care.
Forever.
He is.
His kids are good.
Yeah.
No matter what he does,
Yeah.
his kids is still good.
100%.
That's how good he
100%. He's good.
She.
Instagram will pay him $5 million to take a picture on Instagram. That's how good he is. He's good, but he's still stupid. Because if he was,
In some ways, we all are.
still stupid. He's a smart businessman, but character-wise, he ain't smart. If he would have stayed with his wife, his business would be worth a lot more in the future. I'm saying 20 years.
That shit goes deeper, though. You know that.
No.
If he would have stayed with his wife, it's easy to say.
Yeah.
But
you know, Boris, there's an old saying that I just created right now.
I like that.
Yo, the plant is only as good as its roots. Cut the roots.
Chinese proverb, son.
You cut the roots. He might live for a little bit,
but
he's gonna die one day.
There's a chance it might grow new ones, but we don't know those chances.
And you know why? Because he might grow new ones, but it's not authentic. It's not full. And the reason why he cut his own roots, cut off his family, he cut everything in half to regrow somewhere else. So he might have a strong stem right now. He might have a lot of money, but he just cut his stem in half, and he's hoping that both sides are gonna survive and stay stable. But he's gonna be rich forever. He could probably sell his stocks right now and get $500 million or maybe billions and walk away. But it's like, how many companies were around in the 1920s that were huge? They're not around now. You understand, Boris? Amazon might die out 80 years from now, and that will be because of the way his character was.
Yo,
it makes a big difference, I think.
It's a perfect note, and on that note, we're gonna end it for tonight.
I could do that.
You know what I'm saying? Awesome note to end on. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with us. Catch the aftermath on YouTube, GodMode Podcast.
I want to say one thing.
And say one thing.
After you're done.
Shit. Now that you interject, talk to me.
Joe Rogan, I'm going to contact you tomorrow on Facebook, email, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. I have however. I'll mail something to your house. $3 million investment. You got to get back $7 million on your profit. That's it. Done deal.
Get him, Buck.